Batting fourth, playing first base, number 25, Carlos Cabrera. Batting fifth, playing second base, number 7, Willett Ball. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 4, Joshua Jordan. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 3, Tyler Rich. Batting eighth, catcher, number 23, Jonathan James. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 22, Brian Rodriguez. And pitcher, number 31, Jonathan Radofsky. Now for your Eagles. Batting first, designated hitter, number 25, Jonathan Stiver. Batting second, playing center field, number 2, AJ Alexio. Batting third, playing second base, number 12, Jordan Keys. Batting fourth, playing left field, number 28, David Clavetto. Batting fifth, playing catcher, number 19, David Hall. Batting sixth, shortstop, number 18, Nick Macadon. Batting seventh, third base, number 21, Dan Richards. Batting eighth, playing first base, number 5, Matthew Carter. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 1, Kelvin George. And your pitcher for the evening, number 9, Michael Cohen. Please stand for the national anthem.
And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trinity Baptist College, the home of the Eagles. Tonight is senior night for TBC Eagles baseball, the first one in season number 4, as this is the first time we have had seniors on our roster. And we want to congratulate seniors AJ Alexo, Matt Carter, Michael Kohick, David Hall, Jordan Keys, Dan Richard, and John Shiver. You can stay on TBC Eagles on YouTube. Look for the senior night ceremony, which should be posted before long. We stream that live, and it'll stay up for you to go back and watch time and time again. Our guests for this evening on senior night, Jacksonville rivals, the Edward Waters College Tigers, who will have their senior night tomorrow afternoon at J.P. Small Memorial Park in downtown Jacksonville. They will host Trinity Baptist College Eagles Athletics, and on the mound you see senior right-hander Michael Kohick, who comes into tonight's action with a record of 3-6, a 3.95 earned run average. He will make his 12th start, 14th overall appearance on the season. Kohick has pitched 66 innings. He's allowed 29 earned runs, 77 hits. He's walked only 6 men in those 66 innings pitched while striking out 34. Here is a lineup that he will face in case you missed it. Leading off is the shortstop Jordan Pontius. Batting second in right field, former Trinity Christian Academy Conqueror and TCA graduate Keelan Washington. Batting third, the designated hitter Wyatt Reed. The cleanup man at first base is Carlos Cabrera. Batting fifth at second base, Willett Boggs. Josh Jordan is in left. He's hitting 6th. Tyler Rich batting 7th at third base. Jonathan Jamie, the catcher, he will hit 8th. And in center field, rounding. Glad to see former TBC Eagles catcher Cody Ragland and his brother, former Trinity Christian Academy pitcher and outfielder Chad Ragland, both in attendance watching this ball game tonight. As this breaking ball misses upstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Cody has graduated from Trinity Baptist College. Chad playing ball at Florida State College at Jacksonville. Tried to ask him if he wants to come on, tell us how he's doing. Chad, that's all right. At least let me know between innings. All right. 2 balls and a strike. Cohick winds and delivers. A first ball hit into play is right at Dan Richard. A good strong throw to first, and that's 1 out. Speaking of Trinity Christian Academy, last night the varsity Conquerors finished off their regular season right here at Trinity Ball-Yard with a 9-3 win over 6A Ponte Vedra. Ethan Dage went deep. He put one in the woods behind left field. There's a good 20 to 25 feet of open road between the fence and the woods, so that was a missile that TCA junior Ethan Dage hit in last night's ball game. Here's former Conqueror Keelan Washington. He takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Pontius was the leadoff hitter. He's batting .380 on the season. Keelan Washington at .275, a homer and 10 RBIs. That homer came against Trinity Baptist College at Ed Waters earlier in the season. And now he's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Of course, I remember Keelan well. This young man can flat out hustle. A lot of speed on both rosters, and there's a ball well hit toward the gap. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Washington takes an aggressive turn. He's heading into second, and that speed we were just talking about, a single for most runners, turns into a 1-out double for Keelan Washington, and the Tigers have a runner at second with 1 man out. Designated hitter Wyatt Reed comes up to the plate. He's hitting .345. 2 home runs, 34 RBIs. We want to thank Ed Waters, Sports Information Director, and PA announcer Josh Jackson, a good friend of mine. He providing us with the stats. Unable to make it to the ball game tonight. Well, he'll be there downtown tomorrow afternoon. Cohick from the stretch, instead he turns and checks the runner back. Nothing going on. So hello, Josh. Hope you're able to check us out on TBC Eagles on YouTube. First pitch now coming to Reed, and a breaking ball gets the outside corner for strike 1. Tomorrow afternoon is senior day for the Tigers. Marcos Mella, Jordan Pontius, Brian Rodriguez will play in their final regular season games. Both teams, of course, still looking ahead to their playoff competitions. Here comes the 0-1 from Cohick. Instead, another look back. Trinity Baptist College, members of the National Christian College Athletic Association. That playoff tournament is right here at Trinity Ball-Yard in the South region beginning on May 8th. And now the 0-1 to Reed. Ground ball right to the shortstop, Alexo. Good strong throw in time. Washington advances, but the Eagles have 2 outs. And they are going to face cleanup man, first baseman Carlos Cabrera. Edward Waters College, members of the NAIA Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. They have made their playoff tournament as well. And their head coach, Mr. Reggie Johnson, sitting on the cusp of his 200th career win as the head coach of the Tigers. He is in his 7th season, 199 wins coming into tonight's ball game. This pitch is down in the dirt, but blocked by senior David Hall, keeping the runner at third base. 2 outs, runner at third. Washington doubled in between 2 ground outs. He had just advanced to third on that ground ball to the shortstop from Wyatt Reed. Cabrera ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera hitting .302 on the season, a homer and 19 runs driven in. Here's the 1-0. Fastball taken for strike 1. Mentioned Keelan Washington very fast on the base pass. 12 out of 13 in stolen base attempts. He's at third, however, with 2 outs. Don't put it past him to try to take home, though. Here's a chopper towards short. Alexo charges, sets and throws, and he gets the out at first to retire the side. Tigers get a hit and leave a runner stranded at third. After a half inning of play, we have no score. We go to the bottom of the first, and the Eagles have the following batting order. Leading off at DH tonight, senior John Shiver batting second. Center field, I was thinking Alexo was at short, but he is listed as a center fielder. AJ Alexo batting second, one of our seniors. Senior Jordan Key bats third. He's playing second base. In left field, David Cavedo. Senior David Hall behind the plate. He's batting fifth. It is Nick McAdon playing shortstop, at least according to our starting lineup. He's batting sixth. Senior Dan Richard at third base. We could see him on the mound tonight, most likely at some point in this 3-game series. Senior Matt Carter might also do some pitching later on. He's batting eighth, starting off at first base. And batting ninth, right fielder Kelvin George. They are facing Tigers pitcher Jonathan Radomski, who has a record of 5-3, a 4.01 ERA. He has pitched 58 1/3 innings, 26 earned runs out of 32 total. Radomski has allowed 64 hits. He has walked 20 men and struck out 38. He picked up a win against the Eagles earlier in the season downtown at J.P. Small Memorial Park, a historic ballpark here in the city of Jacksonville. First pitch to Shiver, taken for strike one. Shiver's been hitting the ball very well of late, had some tough luck. He was robbed of a home run up at Toccoa Falls. Center fielder reached up, pulled it back in. That was leading off one of those 3 ball games. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shiver hitting .330 on the season. 1-1 from Radomski, a curveball that's slapped up the middle and off the glove of the shortstop Pontius and into center field for a leadoff hit. Edward Waters plays absolutely spectacular defense. That time, however, Shiver is able to get just enough on it to get it past the shortstop Pontius and into center field. Eagles have had some tough luck with some hard line drives and ground balls. Balls run down and caught in the gap. These Tigers flash some Gold Glove leather. Here's Alexo taking the first pitch well outside for ball 1. Teasing with Josh Jackson earlier today, I asked him, could you please tell your guys to leave their gold gloves at home at least just for our senior night? He said, no way, Jose. Throw over to first. Josh Jackson, a terrific man. Good sense of humor as well. The 1-0. Alexo at the plate. Shiver very fast at first. And a fastball misses down low, ball 2. That's going to send Jonathan Jamie out to the mound. Chicago Cubs picked up a victory this afternoon, the only final in Major League Baseball today. 3-2 over the Brewers. Pedro Strop, the winner in relief. Jennings loses for the Brewers, and new Cubs closer Brandon Morrow was save number 6. That's the only final, the only day game today. There's a line drive headed towards right, but that is right at Keelan Washington, and one step over and he makes the catch. So the Eagles, as usual, hitting the ball very hard, but that time no luck. So 1 out. Here's the second baseman, Jordan Keys. He's a senior transfer from Southeastern University. Throw over to first, and Shiver is back. Keys on the season at 310, 8 runs driven in. First pitch, another line drive hard towards right and right at Washington. This time he had to move over a few more steps. Playing the batters perfectly is Keelan Washington. 2 consecutive hard line drives caught by the right fielder who knows this ballpark very well. And as we said, he's a former TCA Conqueror, played his last few high school seasons right here on this field for Coach Gil Morales. So 2 down for the left fielder, David Cavedo. David is hitting .288, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs. He took one out at Toccoa Falls last weekend, and here's the pitch, a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Toccoa Falls, also members of the NCCAA South region. Big rivals of Trinity Baptist College. They're very possibly going to hook up in the South region tournament. Here's a breaking ball. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. 3 very well hit balls. 1 found its way into the outfield. 2 found their way into the glove of Keelan Washington. Here's a 2-0 from Radomski, and ball 3. No, a little late call. Caught the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. This is the season-ending series for both the Eagles and the Tigers. We're at Trinity Ball Yard tonight, and as we said, tomorrow afternoon, doubleheader at Edwaters Ballpark, J.P. Small Memorial Park. That was very good of both Coach Copeland and Coach Johnson to schedule it that way. That way both teams can have senior day against each other. Good friends, good rivalries here in the city of Jacksonville. Here's a 2-1 and a breaking ball that misses just a little bit outside. Eagles usually play this NAIA team very tough. Edwaters has won all 3 matchups so far this season, one of them 10-3, the other 2 very close ball games. This one down in the dirt, that's ball 4, and that's the second base runner for the Eagles this inning. Shiver, who led off with a single, he advances to second. So 2 on, 2 out. Here's the catcher, senior David Hall. This young man playing his final regular season home game. David Hall comes in at .301, no homers, 21 RBIs, an on-base percentage of over 400. So David Hall, very patient hitter at the plate. He has also drawn 13 walks. He's been hit by a pitch 7 times also. Thank you, Coach Copeland, keeping us up to date on the information for the Eagles. First pitch to Hall is hit hard towards short. Pontius has a little trouble with it, and he cannot corral it. That will be an error on the shortstop, a break for the Eagles. Let's see if they can cash it in. The bases are loaded, but there are 2 out. Shortstop Nick McAdon at the plate with a chance to put his team ahead. No score, bottom of the first. Again, a huge break for the Eagles. Unfortunately, however, there are 2 out, so McAdon's going to have to get it done with a base hit. McAdon at .333, 12 runs driven in. Big RBI opportunity. With 2 outs, all 4 infielders playing back. Nobody holding the runner on at first. That's David Hall. Breaking ball misses up and away. Shiver very fast at third. Cavedo runs pretty well. He's at first. David Hall, he's a catcher who runs very well also. Big gap in right center field. Here's the 1-0, and a nice fastball perfectly placed right at the knees on the outside corner. So a ball and a strike. McAdon looking for one he can get into the outfield and get at least one of these runs home. Here's a 1-1 from Radomski. Misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. Again, the Eagles have hit the ball hard this inning. A couple of balls caught in the outfield. Opportunity to take the lead in the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Count even now at 2-2, and Radomski 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam. Beautiful Friday night here on the west side of Jacksonville. Temperatures hovering around the high 70s. Topped out about 84 today. Setting sun behind us. Here's a 2-2, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. And the catcher, Jamie, steps on the plate as that's a force out to retire the side. Well, the Eagles get a hit, a walk, and an error and leave the bases loaded. After one, we have no score. We go to the top of the second, no score. Radomski got a huge strikeout with the bases loaded and 2 outs to get out of a tough jam. And the Tigers come to bat with hitters 5, 6, and 7 due up. Willett Boggs, Josh Jordan, and Tyler Rich. Ray Bureau and my son Dean working the camera. Senior night here at Trinity Baptist College, and one of those 7 seniors, Michael Kohick, he's on the mound. He's allowed just 1 hit in his first inning of work, and he will face Boggs, Jordan, and Rich. Here's a second baseman, Willett Boggs, coming in at 308, a homer and 19 runs driven in. And inning number 2 is underway. The bunt attempt is down. Kohick charges. Going to be a tough play. Hall picks it up. Throw is just a little bit late, and that's a leadoff bunt single for Willett Boggs. I told you both teams have a lot of speed on their rosters. We've seen some of it already. Keelan Washington legging out a double in the first, and now the leadoff bunt single for Boggs here in the second. Runner at first, nobody out. Here's a left fielder, Josh Jordan, hitting 208, but he's gone deep twice and driven in 12 runs. Boggs at first. Excellent bunt, excellent hustle, and Kohick from the stretch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. Nine-inning single ball game tonight. 2 7s downtown tomorrow afternoon. This is our final stream of the season. We'll be back for the tournament beginning on May 8th. Here's a pitch on a fastball, misses a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So we will have at least 2 more ball games for you for Trinity Baptist College. We plan to bring every game of the South Region Tournament to you, no matter who is playing. Good lead off first by Boggs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw to first. It's going to be close, but the runner's back. Good move by Kohick. Boggs had a big lead, but he was able to get the hand in underneath the tag. So we're ready for another 1-1. Another throw to first. This one's even closer, and he got him. Michael Kohick goes 1-3, 2 consecutive moves to first. Boggs took a little bit extra half step, and Kohick picked him off. We have 1 out now with the bases empty and a count of 1-1 on Josh Jordan. Assuming that is correct, that's what the scoreboard says, and here's the pitch. This one is check, swing, foul, right back to the screen. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kohick now gets to wind up, and the pitch is lifted high into left center field. Shiver, nope, that's Alexo. I'm used to seeing John Shiver out there in center field, but that's A.J. Alexo chasing that one down, and that's out number 2. Tyler Rich, the third baseman, now up for the Tigers. 286, no homers and 28 RBIs. Base is empty thanks to the pickoff. Not the first time Cohick has gotten the runner off base this season. Got a couple of Tigers of Voorhees College when Voorhees was here a couple of weeks ago. 1 ball, no strikes. Cohick with the pitch. Long drive, and it's going to hook foul. That had home run distance, but Rich was well out in front. He put one over the fence the last time the Tigers were in town. Well, they're always in town. They're in Jacksonville, but over here on the west side. So a ball and a strike. Tyler Rich digging in. Cohick still in the sunshine. And here's a 1-1. Well hit towards the right center field gap. This one will slice away from Alexo. And Rich is going to make the turn. He's going to pull into second with a double. Great hitting in that at-bat by Tyler Rich. Waited back just a little bit on that fastball. Ball looked like Alexo might be able to track it down, but it had a lot of slice to it. Got away from the Eagles center fielder, and that's a 2-out double for Rich. So a runner at second, 2 men out. Here's a catcher, Jonathan Jamie. And the Tigers catcher hitting 171, a home run. 8 runs driven in on the season. Shadows now starting to creep across the mound. Third base is in shadows. Middle infield still in the sunshine. First pitch, chopper, fair ball just inside the bag. Rich will come around to score. Jamie on his way to second. He has himself an RBI double. That one right over the third base bag. Stayed fair and results in the first run of the ball game. Ed Waters leads it 1-0. Dan Richard playing off the bag, unable to get there in time. So 1-0 lead now for Ed Waters. Here's a number 9 man center fielder, Brian Rodriguez. 276 on the season, and the first pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. Rodriguez hitting 276, a couple of home runs, 19 runs driven in, 327 on base average. No balls and a strike, and another breaking ball. Same pitch, same location, same result. No balls, 2 strikes. So for Jonathan Jamie, that's RBI number 9 on the season. Cohick well ahead in the count, 0-2. And he takes a look back at the runner. Everybody's ready now. Cohick working from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Fastball up and away. Looked like he was trying to get Rodriguez to chase. Rodriguez, though, not biting. Rodriguez, senior from University High School in Orlando. Here's the 1-2, breaking ball, lifted towards left, and it gets over the head of Cavedo and bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. That one hit right at Cavedo. He's looking directly into the sun. The sun still creeping up just over the treetops right behind the bleachers. That is an RBI double for Brian Rodriguez. David Cajedo, the left fielder, had to battle the sun as well as the ball right at him. That's one of the toughest plays. So 2-0 now in favor of the Tigers. That's an RBI double for Rodriguez. That is RBI number 20 for the Tigers catcher. Pontius led off the ball game with a ground out to the third baseman, Dan Richard. He takes the pitch up high for ball one. Jamie, the catcher, had an RBI double. Rodriguez, a center fielder, followed with one of his own. That one bounced over the fence. And here's the 1-ball, no strike pitch from Michael Kohik. Good fastball, well placed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 coming from Kohik. Fastball misses inside. Nice play by Hall, keeping the runner at second base. Might be tough to see on your screen, but Quevedo out there in left, still having to battle that setting sun. Here comes the 2-1. Instead, a turn and a throw to second, and the runner's back just in time. Ball hit the ground. Keys dug it up, applied the tag, thought he had the runner, but did not get the call. Rodriguez just did get his hand in under the tag. No replay review. Jordan Keys thought he had a second pickoff. So now the 2-1. High pop-up. That'll stay in play. Dan Richard in foul ground, drifts back into fair territory and makes the catch. That ball up in the air a long time, had a little bit of knuckleball action to it, but Richard stayed with it and made the play. 2 runs on 3 hits. The inning started with a bunt single. We had a pickoff as well, and we go to the bottom of the second. The Tigers lead it 2-0. Bottom of the second. Dan Richard leading things off for the Eagles, followed by Matt Carter and Kelvin George. Eagles loaded the bases in the first, unable to push across the run. Radomski got a big strikeout to retire the side. Richard leading off, he's at 260, no homers, 10 runs driven in. Bottom of the second is underway with a fastball upstairs. Here is the 1-0, a breaking ball. Richard slices one towards right. Washington on the dive, and he made the catch. Dive and catch by the right fielder, Keelan Washington. More of that fantastic defense. Josh, I asked you to tell them to leave the gloves home. You didn't listen to me. Washington, a fantastic highlight reel play for the first out. That is 3 balls smoked in the right, all 3 caught by Keelan Washington. Matt Carter at the plate. And there's one into right field, and Keelan again. This time it hits the ground off his glove, and a base hit from Matt Carter. Well, Keelan, you made 3 nice plays. Can't get them all. Carter aboard with a base hit. Carter at 257 coming into tonight. 3 homers, 17 RBIs. He's at first with 1 out. Here's the very fast Kelvin George, Eagles right fielder. 333, 19 runs driven in. On base percentage of .402. Kelvin is 22 out of 24 in steal attempts as well. Very fast young man, and this ball is down in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Kelvin plays all 3 outfield positions. He is a sophomore from Concordia College, a transfer from the Alabama campus of Concordia College. The 1-0 instead to throw to first, and Carter's back in time. Second hit of the night for the Eagles. Kelvin George looking to at least advance the runner into scoring position for the top of the order next. Here's the 1-0, line drive to the right side and out of play. Washington almost made 2 consecutive diving catches. That one tipped off his glove, hit the grass. Carter's aboard at first. A ball and a strike, 1 out. Both pitcher and hitter now in the shadows, and a chopper up the middle, should be 2. Steps on second, throws to first. Pontius starts the 6-4-3 double play to retire the side. Eagles get a hit, nobody left. After 2, it's 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. Top of the third, Ed Waters 2, Trinity Baptist 0. Keelan Washington, Wyatt Reed, Carlos Cabrera, the scheduled hitters as we start inning number 3. Michael Kohick on the mound. 2 earned runs through his first 2 innings of work. Tigers have put together 5 hits in the early going. Ed Waters comes into tonight's play with a record of 25-23. They are members of the NAIA Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. They play a very tough schedule. They had to battle the number 3 team in the country in Southeastern University earlier this week. That's just a smidgen of the schedule that both these teams have to play. Eagles also play a whole lot of ball games with the NAIA Sun Conference, always one of the best conferences in the country. Kohick's first pitch is chopped off the foot of Keelan Washington for strike 1. Washington 1 for 1, he doubled in the first. Here's the 0-1 from Kohick. And a fastball at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. Kohick winds and delivers, and a line drive foul down the left side. Washington came in at 275. He's had a very good second half of the season. Slow start, turned it on in the second half. There's a chopper towards second. Keys with Washington running. Better not take anything for granted with him going down the line, and Keys makes the play. So Wyatt Reed at the plate. He bounced out to the shortstop, Macadon, in the first. Nice job by Kohick to get the leadoff batter in the third. Keep that speed off the bases. First pitch to Reed, hit well into center field. Alexo battling the setting sun, but he's there to make the catch. He was able to turn his back to the sun. The outfield still in sunshine except for the left field corner. Nice play in center by A.J. Alexo, 2 down. Both teams making very solid contact here in the early going. 2 outs, bases empty. First baseman Carlos Cabrera, he's 0 for 1, grounded out to the short to end the first inning. First pitch, swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup by Kohik. Took a lot off it. He had Cabrera well out in front. If I remember correctly, Cabrera had himself a home run as the Tigers were here a few weeks ago. Bouncer towards third. Richards' throw is low. Carter's able to scoop it out, and that retires a side. 1-2-3, nothing across for the Tigers in the third. Go to the bottom half. Ed Waters leads it 2-0. Top of the order due up for Trinity Baptist in the bottom of the third, Shiver, Alexo, Keys. Tigers got both runs in the second. Back-to-back RBI doubles from Jonathan Jaime and Brian Rodriguez. That's been all the scoring so far. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Trinity Baptist College Eagles. Again, this is the final regular season home game for TBC baseball and our final regular season live stream. We will have the South Region Tournament. Plan to do all those ball games if possible. Shiver leading off. Got himself a base hit up the middle to start the batting for the Eagles tonight. Here's another shot into the outfield, and that's down for a base hit. Shiver takes a big turn. He's going to try for 2. The throw to second is off the mark. So John Shiver with a big hustle leadoff double. And the Eagles in business in the bottom of the third. Shiver heading over to the sidelines just to get rid of some of the armor that he wore to the plate. He's battled some hamstring problems throughout the season. Looks to be pretty good now. Good speed, the senior from Middleburg, Florida, John Shiver. Here's Alexo, lined out very hard to right his first time up. Eagles looking to cash in the leadoff doubles. Alexo pops up the bunt attempt. It's on the ground. Alexo did not run, and a throw to first. And that's going to be an out at first. 2-3 goes the put out. Alexo popped it up, thought the ball was caught. And Jaime able to recover and get the out without the runner advancing. So Jordan Keys up there with a runner at second, now 1 man out. Big break for the Tigers. Eagles now with an out, and Keys at the plate. Big gap in right center. Here's the first pitch on the ground. Jaime with the block. One ball, no strike. RBI opportunity. Trinity Baptist trailing by 2. Turn and fire to second. A close play. Pontius with the tag right on the helmet of Shiver, who just did get the fingertips on the bag in time. Well, Michael Kohik picked off a runner. Radomski came very close to matching it. 1 ball, no strikes. Keys digging in. Here's the pitch. Check swing on a pitch inside. Did he go? Yes, he did. No argument from Keys. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jonathan Radomski, a junior from right here in Jacksonville, pitched at Bishop Snyder High School. Here's a pitch, a chopper towards third, and it takes a left turn into foul territory. Bishop Snyder district opponent of Trinity Christian Academy. Trinity Christian, top seed in their district tournament that begins Monday night. That's going to be right here at Trinity Ball Yard also. Conquerors will play on Tuesday. Here's a throwback towards second. Shiver led off the inning with a double to left. We've seen a hitter on both teams hustling, turning what is normally a routine single into doubles just by getting down the line, hustling in. And there's a high fly ball into left. Pontius giving way to the left fielder, Jordan, and he puts it away for out number 2. So now 2 outs with a runner at second. Here's a left fielder, David Cavedo, who drew a walk his first time up. Cavedo, 288 coming into tonight's play. 2 homers, 13 runs driven in, and a .413 on base percentage. Tire field now in shadows. The lights are on, and this pitch clips Cavedo, got some jersey, and Cavedo is aboard. He has walked, and he has now been hit by a pitch. Catcher David Hall, one of our 7 seniors honored before the ball game. Just like he did in the first, he comes up with runners at first and second and 2 men out. Hall reached on an error in the first. Eagles then left the bases loaded. First pitch to Hall, outfield straightaway instead of throwback towards second. Good arms in the outfield as well. Washington in right, Jordan in left, Rodriguez in center. Radomski from the stretch, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses high for ball 1. That pitch had some sink to it, but just a little bit too late. One ball, no strikes. Radomski with a long look in. Now the 1-0, a good curveball that catches a corner. Nice take by David Hall. Ahead in the count, not one that he wanted to hit. So a ball and a strike on Hall. Here comes a 1-1. That's a slow roller towards third. Rich is not going to have a play, and everybody's safe, and Tyler Rich down on the ground. He and Radomski collided, both going for the ball. Let's hope Tyler's all right. That is an infield single for David Hall, but more importantly, Tyler Rich, very slow to get up, now on his knees. Coach Johnson coming out to check on his third baseman. Head coach Reginald Johnson III looking for career win number 200. He is in his 7th season at the helm of the Edward Waters College baseball program. Tigers are 25-23. They are 3-3 in Gulf Coast Athletic Conference play. Rich on his feet, answering some questions. Trinity Baptist College trainer and Meds soccer coach Ellie Jean out attending to Rich. Coach Jean is a licensed physician as well. Everything's all right. Glad to see Rich able to get up and head right back to the hot corner. Nick Macadon at the plate, just like he was in the first. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Radomski got him on strikes though to end that scoring threat. Macadon looking to cash in. The leadoff double now at third, John Shiver. Cavedo at second, David Hall at first after the infield single. Radomski will work from the stretch with the bases loaded. First pitch, breaking ball for strike 1. The lights are on, haven't taken a whole lot of effect yet. The sun is now completely behind the trees and on its way down for the night. Here's the 0-1 and a fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Partly cloudy, but a gorgeous Friday night here on the west side of Jacksonville. Again, outfield straight away. Slight gap on the infield on the left side. McAdon going up the middle. That's going to be off the bag. A break for the Eagles. Shiver scores. Here comes Cavedo, and we are tied at 2. Nick McAdon, a slow roller up the middle. Shortstop Pontius and second baseman Boggs, either one could have made the play and stepped on the bag easily to retire the side. The ball hit the base, bounced into right field, and the Eagles have tied the ball game. Shiver and Cavedo cross the plate. David Hall goes first to third. Nick McAdon, a big 2-run single. New ball game, Dan Richard at the plate. He was robbed of extra bases by Keelan Washington in right his first time up. First pitch fastball, inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Big break for the Eagles. Well, they've been hit, throw to first, and the runner's back. I was about to say they've been hitting the ball well all night, only to have it caught. A couple of dribblers end up turning into a couple of runs for the Eagles. I think it was Yogi Berra who once said, it's better to be lucky than good at times, and Eagles are doing both so far tonight. Check swing, he went too far. 1 ball, 1 strike on the senior Dan Richard. Dan Richard from Apopka, Florida. His father, checking in from Minnesota, was able to watch his son out there in the senior night ceremony. Now watching him at the plate. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball towards short. Pontius will field. He got rid of the ball very quickly and got the out at first. Richard hustling down the line. Very nice play by Jordan Pontius. The Eagles tie up the game on a 2-run single from Nick McAdon. And at the end of 3, we are tied at 2. Brand new ball game as the Eagles got a couple of runs to tie it up as we go to the top of the 4th. Willett Boggs, Josh Jordan, and Tyler Rich are the scheduled hitters for Ed Waters. St. Louis Cardinals lead the Pirates 3-0. Cardinals batting in the top of the 4th. Diamondbacks lead Washington 2-0 in the 3rd. Braves and Phillies tied at 3 after 2. Baltimore 1, Detroit 0. Bottom of the 3rd in Baltimore. Texas 4, Toronto 3. That ball game in the bottom of the 2nd up in Canada. No score between the Rockies and the Marlins after 2. Cleveland leads Seattle 3-0, top of the 3rd in Cleveland. Tampa 3, Boston 0 at Fenway Park. That ball game in the 3rd. A little later on, Cincinnati at Minnesota. The Astros and the Athletics about to get underway. A few more games I'll tell you about when we get a chance. Kohick is ready. Here's a first pitch to Boggs and a breaking ball for a strike. White Sox at Kansas City just about ready to start. Out west tonight, the Yankees are at the Angels. The 0-1, fastball, beautiful pitch from Kohick. No balls, 2 strikes. Mets are in San Diego. And a rivalry between the Giants and the Dodgers continues in San Fran. This ball's in the dirt. Kohick trying to get Boggs to chase one out of the zone. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cubs beat the Brewers 3-2 this afternoon. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Willett Boggs knew it, and that's out number 1. That is the first strikeout for Cohick. He doesn't overpower many hitters, but he moves the ball around, changes speeds well. And he gets the first out here in the top of the 4th. Josh Jordan is 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first trip. Another good curveball from Cohick for strike 1. Jordan at 208, 2 homers, 12 RBIs coming into tonight's play. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. That ball sank off the table, and it's 0-2. Cohick throws usually in the mid to upper 80s. He'll top 90 at times. Swing and a miss. A 3-pitch strikeout. That's one of his specialties, taking something off it, throwing the changeup and the off-speed pitches, and he's gotten himself 2 strikeouts to start the 4th. Tyler Rich, the 3rd baseman at the plate, doubled and scored his last time up. Fastball misses outside. That double by Rich was the first of 3 in a row, and it led to the Tigers' runs. 2-2, top of the 4th. The 1-0, check swing at a fastball upstairs, and he held up in time. 2 balls, no strikes. High pop up into center field. Alexo camps under it and makes the catch. Cohick did not give in on the 2-0 pitch. He threw a curveball, got Rich a little bit out in front. 1, 2, 3 for the 2nd straight inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 2. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Eagles in the bottom of the 4th. Matt Carter, Kelvin George, John Shiver. Both Josh Jackson and I will have written recaps of this ball game, most likely tomorrow morning on our respective sites. Of course, TBCEagles.com for Trinity Baptist College, EWC Tiger Pride for Edward Waters College, the NAIA Gulf Coast Athletic Conference Tigers. Ed Waters got 2 runs in the 2nd. Eagles came back with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. That's the scoring summary. RBI doubles from Jonathan Jaime and Brian Rodriguez, and a 2-run single that hit off the second base bag from Nick Macadon has accounted for all the runs. Carter steps in. Here's the first pitch, and he takes it for strike 1. Carter 3 home runs, and all 3 of those came in 1 doubleheader against Southern Wesleyan earlier in the season. And he swings and fouls this one off. Matt Carter just about to graduate. On June 23rd, Matt Carter will be a married man. Congratulations to Matt Carter and Kayla Goodwin. Here's the 0-2. High pop foul out of play to the right side. So no balls, 2 strikes. So a couple of very big moments coming up for this young man, a terrific young man by the name of Matt Carter. He's a Jacksonville product as well. Swing and a miss, and he's out on strikes. A slider from Radomski. That one had plenty of break on it. No chance for Carter. Tried to hold up his swing, just could not do so. So graduating college in really just a few more days, getting married, starting a whole new life with his bride-to-be. 1 out, here's Kelvin George. He squares around, shows bunt, pulls it back in time for ball 1. George rolled into a 6-4-3 double play to end the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes. Hot shot right at the second baseman, Boggs. Easy play to first. Both teams making good contact. That was a hard ground ball, but right at the second baseman, Boggs hardly had to move at all. So Radomski gets the first 2 men, and he's now facing the leadoff hitter, John Shiver, who is 2 for 2. Last time up, he doubled and ended up scoring a run. Tie ball game, bottom of the 4th. Good changeup right on the inside corner. Ed Waters is leading the season series 3 games to none. 3 very good ball games. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Again, senior day tomorrow afternoon for the Tigers. Marcos Mella, Jordan Pontius, Brian Rodriguez will be honored as they play their final regular season games of the season. Congratulations to all 10 of the seniors on the field tonight. Here's the 1-2. This one in the dirt. Good eye by Shiver. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Radomski with the 2-2, and this one is inside. Did it hit Shiver? No. Hit off the catcher's glove, and the count is full. Shiver, the older brother of Grayson Wright, was in a car accident right after the season started. Grayson doing very well. He actually came back and got an at-bat a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully he'll be ready to play again full-time as a sophomore next season. Another payoff pitch on the way, and this one fouled back. Grayson Wright pitched in the season opener against Florida National University. The next day, found himself in a bad car accident. Hand of God on him, and he's doing very well. Here's a payoff pitch again, a high fly ball, well hit into right field. That's going to stay in play and run down by the center fielder, Brian Rodriguez. Shiver got under it just a bit. He hit it very well toward the power alley, and that retires a side. Eagles go down in order in the 4th. We head to the 5th. We are tied at 2. We're tied at 2 after 4. Jaime Rodriguez and Pontius, hitters 8, 9, and 1, due up for the Tigers. Michael Kohick had 1 rough inning in the 2nd, allowed a couple of runs. Other than that, he's been spectacular. Outside of that 2nd inning, Kohick has retired the side in order twice and allowed just 1 base runner the other time. 2-2 as we start the 5th. Here's Jonathan Jaime. He had himself an RBI double in the 2nd. That one bounced right over the third base bag and into the left field corner. Kohick's first pitch, and the 5th inning is underway with ball 1. Again, tonight is just a single 9-inning ball game, 2 7s tomorrow afternoon. That one at historic J.P. Small Memorial Park, the home field of the Edward Waters Tigers College. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a pitch from Kohick is hit hard into right field for a base hit. Very good piece of hitting by Jaime. Went with the pitch, waited back on the breaking ball. He's now 2 for 2. Hard ground ball right between Matt Carter at first and Jordan Keys at second. Brian Rodriguez, a center fielder, he also drove in a run with a double in the second. Good speed aboard, nobody out. Rodriguez at the plate. Kohick from the stretch. Squares around a bunt. He has a chance to beat it out. Kohick fields, throws, and it gets by Carter. That's going to allow everybody to advance. And Jaime around third. We're going to have a play at the plate. He is out at the plate. That's going to go as a bunt single for Brian Rodriguez. An error on the throw from Michael Kohick, allowing the runners to advance. And at the plate, 3-2 put out, 1 away. A lot of action on that play. There is a runner at third. Brian Rodriguez made it all the way around. 1 out, infield in on the grass. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Excellent recovery by Carter. He was able to get the out at the plate. Here's a 1-0 and a high pop-up, shallow right field. Kelvin George is ready. Runners tagging. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is too high. The throw looked like it would have beaten the runner, but it was off the mark, and now Ed Waters leads 3-2. That is an RBI sacrifice fly for Jordan Pontius. 3-2 now for Ed Waters. 1-run lead. That's out number 2 and the bases are empty. Here's a right fielder, Keelan Washington. He's 1 for 2, a double in the first. That was a strong throw. Had it been on the mark, it would have had a chance. Looked like it would have been a close play at the plate. The throw got to the plate before the runner. And we have to see about the tag, and we'll never know now. 2 balls, no strikes. So now a 1-run lead for Ed Waters. Kohick with the 2-0 and a strike called at the knees. So both teams playing some good defense. We had an out at the plate just a little while ago. Keelan Washington puts a charge into one, way back and gone. Keelan Washington, a solo home run. That's his second of the year, and both have come against the Eagles. And Keelan Washington on his high school ball yard goes deep, and Ed Waters leads it now 4-2.
Up to bat, number 6, Wyatt Reed.
340 down the line. That ball close to the line. Cleared the fence by plenty. Solo home run. 4-2 Tigers lead. Wyatt Reed at the plate. First pitch fastball misses upstairs. So for Washington now, home run number 2, RBI number 11. David Hall out to the mound to talk with Kohick. Third hit of the inning for Ed Waters. We have 2 men out with the bases empty. One ball, no strikes. Kohick winds and delivers. Line drive, base hit into left. And the Tigers putting some very good, solid contact on the baseball in the top of the 5th. That is hit number 8 overall. Runner at first, 2 outs and a timeout. Coach John Copeland heads out to the mound to talk with his senior. We'll pause right here. When we resume, Ed Waters will have a runner at first, 2 outs, and Carlos Cabrera at the plate. So Carlos Cabrera steps in. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and third. 3:02 coming into tonight's game with 16 ribbies. Runner at first, Wyatt Reed. He just singled into left. Fastball catches the corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch is inside. Count even at 1-1. Four hits in the inning for the Tigers. Runner at first, 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1. High pop-up. That's going to stay on the infield. Michael Kohick on the mound makes the catch to retire the side. 2 runs, 4 hits, a man left, big blow, a solo home run off the bat of Keelan Washington, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Tigers. Bottom of the 5th, Eagles have Alexo, Keys, and Cavedo, hitters 2, 3, and 4. On the mound tonight, Jonathan Radomski. Josh Jackson has just told me that Radomski is a junior this year, but he is going to graduate early and head on to law school. Thank you for the information, Josh. Congratulations to Jonathan Radomski. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. Of course, Josh keeping touch through Messenger. Watching us on TBC Eagles on YouTube. One ball, no strikes. And there's a drive into left field, but another one right at a Tigers defender. That is Josh Jordan making the play for out number 1. As usual, the Eagles against Ed Waters, hitting the ball very well, but not having much luck. Nick McIndon's base hit off the bag was a big break for the Eagles that led to a couple of runs. Here's Jordan Keys. He has flying out twice. And this pitch is outside. Keys squared around, was able to pull up back in time. One ball, no strikes, and this one downstairs. Two balls, no strikes. Keys at the plate, Cavedo and Hall scheduled next. Here's a 2-0. Line drive into center, and that's down for a hit. Rodriguez looked like he was thinking about leaving his feet to try to make the catch. Thought better of it. If that ball gets by, Keys is on at least second, possibly third. Hit number 6 for the Eagles. Runner at first, 1 out for David Cavedo. He was hit by a pitch and scored his last time up. Swing and a miss, no balls and a strike. Tigers got 2 in the second. Eagles came back with 2 in the third. Tigers 2 more in the 5th. Breaking ball that stays up high. Count even at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man on base number 1. Ace is wild. Radomski from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Cavedo chased one out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Radomski takes a long look at first, now looks in for the sign and delivers the 1-2. This one just missed the outside corner. Cavedo started and held up in time. Speaking of senior night, my son Dean, our cameraman, a senior at Trinity Christian Academy. He'll be graduating in just a couple of weeks as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cavedo foul tipped it right into the mitt. That is out number 2.
Up to that, number 19, David Hall.
That is strikeout number 2 for Radomski. Brings up the catcher David Hall. He's 1 for 2. Then on base twice, reached on an error, and he singled. Runner at first, 2 down. Here's the first pitch, and Hall might have gone after one outside for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch is in the dirt, and it gets away from Jaime. Keys takes a big turn around second, and he'll put on the brakes. That's a wild pitch, first of the night on Radomski. Well, the home run by Keelan Washington. His former coach, TCA Conqueror Gil Morales, will be happy to hear about that. Coach Gil loves to hear how his former players are doing. We mentioned Chad Ragland is here in attendance. He's also a graduate and a former player for Coach Gil as well. Here's a 1-1, and the throw to second hits off Keys. Looked like it got him in the rib cage area, but he's going to be all right. Of course, Coach Gill has several players playing college baseball. Washington, Ragland, Logan Nugent, Dalton Terrell, also at Florida State College of Jacksonville. Former Conqueror pitcher A.J. Labus at LSU, having a terrific season, and this one hits Hall, and he's aboard. That's a second batter that Radomski has hit tonight. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Nick Macadon in the same situation he's found himself in twice already tonight. Last time up, he hit that squibber that hit off the bag into right field and brought home 2 runs. Of course, Coach Gill, also former coach of J.C. Flowers, who plays at Florida State University. Flowers and Todd Lott were both drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in 2017. Check that, 2016. They both elected to go to college. Labus was drafted as well. I believe that was the New York Mets last year, and Austin Martin, a former shortstop of Coach Gill's, he's at Vanderbilt. He was drafted by Cleveland Indians last year, elected to go to Vandy. This pitch down in the dirt, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Coach Gill also has several other big-time colleges that are about to get a few of his players. Senior Tyler Eisenberg is on his way to the University of Arkansas next fall. Junior Austin Thomas will play for Miami, barring any changes. And one more to tell you about in a minute. The throw to first And the runner's back. Junior Dylan Simmons, pitcher and a first baseman. He is verbally committed to Florida State as well. Timeout. Pitching coach Ray Otero on his way to the mound to talk to Radomski. So no surprise to see Keelan Washington doing well. Coach Gil Morales has won 4 state championships in the state of Florida. His last one in 2015 with the Conquerors. That's Class 4A. He won the title 3 times as a head coach at Eagles View Academy, where Matt Carter graduated. So Coach Gil Morales, very successful in his career. Not only winning championships, but getting his players into big-time college baseball. And he's had a few of them drafted by major league teams as well. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, no strikes. McAdon at the plate. Chance to drive in a run, and he takes a fastball right down the middle. Good pitch by Radomski. 2 balls and a strike. McAdon 1 for 2, a couple of RBIs tonight. Here's a 2-1. This one in the dirt, and both runners will advance. Keys rounds third. David Hall pulls into second. Very similar situation to what McAdon saw in the 3rd inning. Let's see if he can cash it in once again. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. McAdon will look for a pitch he can drive. Third baseman Rich even with the bag, the rest of the infield back. Here's a 3-1. Swing and a miss. McAdon gave it a rip. Now the count is full. Hey, why not? You get 3 swings, but now let's see if he shortens up and just tries to put the ball into the outfield. Radomski trying to get out of the inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4 is up and in, and the bases are loaded. Second walk issued by Radomski. Sacks are full for the third baseman, Dan Richard. He's hit the ball hard twice already tonight. Nothing to show for it. Line drive to right, a diving catch by Washington, and a ground ball to short. Here's the first pitch, and this one is upstairs. Ball 1. Thought that might be a late strike call as the umpire stood up, but no. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight away. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Richard trying to do some damage with that one. Eagles trail by 2. Base hit could tie the ball game. Keys at third, Hall at second, McAdon at first. Here's the 1-1. This one misses up and away. Nowhere to put him. So Radomski needs to throw strikes. Richard at 260 on the season, 321 on base average. Here's a 2-1, and he pops it foul out of play. That pitch had some good movement toward the outside corner. Richard got a good swing on it. Got it off the end of the bat. Now Rich straight back and out of play. We'll do it again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball just misses outside. Right hand of the home plate umpire started to flinch. But now all runners will be off on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. And Richard is ready. The pitch from Radomski. Runners going. Ground ball towards short, or rather second. Throw to first. And it looked like it was off the bag, but Cabrera kept his toe on it, made the stretch, and the side is retired. Richard again hit the ball well. Good defense by the Tigers. Willett Boggs makes the play to retire the side. Eagles load the bases, do not score, and after 5, Ed Waters leads it 4-2. Top of the sixth, Boggs, Jordan, and Rich are the scheduled hitters. Michael Kohick has gone the distance so far, 5 innings, 4 runs, all earned, 8 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Willett Boggs due to lead off. He is 1 out of 2. That hit was a bunt single back in the second inning. Called out on strikes his last time up. More good defense by the Tigers. Stopped the scoring opportunity from Trinity Baptist. Second baseman Boggs, who is at the plate now, ranged well to his left. The throw was wide of the bag, but Cabrera was able to keep his foot on the bag to get the out. Kohick is ready. Willett Boggs in the box, and the 6th inning is underway. Fastball misses outside. One ball, no strikes. Kohick working quickly, and he gets the strike on the outside corner. So the count even at 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball on the inner half of the plate. Had some good movement. Kohick ahead, 1-2. Working quickly, and the pitch. Chopper towards short. Macadon fields, his throw is high, and the runner Boggs is going to round first and head into second. The throw is not in time. That was David Hall making the throw. The catcher hustled down the line to back up the throw. Nearly got Boggs heading into second. That is an error on the Eagles shortstop, Nick Macadon. David Hall has a very good arm. He put a bullet of a throw to second, but Boggs was able to get in just ahead of the tag. So the leadoff man in scoring position. Here's the left fielder, Josh Jordan. He is 0 for 2. So now Kohick trying to work around the error to lead off the inning. Long look back at the runner. Turn and a fake throw to second. Opportunity for the Tigers to extend a current 2-run lead. Kohick trying to work around it. And the first pitch is upstairs. Jordan squared around, pulled it back in time. One ball, no strikes. Kohick taking another long look in for the sign. And now the 1-0. Again, square around a bunt. He went through it, foul tipped it into the mitt. Jordan trying to advance the runner to third with less than 2 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jordan might have chased one up and in with that last bunt attempt. And the count even at 1-1. He squares around again and fouls it off. So Kohick ahead 1-2. Be a very good thing if he can get this out without the runner advancing. Matt Carter in on the grass at first. Wouldn't put it past Jordan to go for it even with 2 strikes. Looked like he was squaring around, and Kohick wanted to see what the hitter was up to, so lifted the leg, the little fake move towards second. Jordan was squaring around. Here's the 1-2. Carter in on the grass, and he bunts through it for strike 3. That is strikeout number 3 from Michael Kohick. Jordan fails to advance the runner. Here's a third baseman, Tyler Rich. He is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Outfield shifting over now towards right. Here's the first pitch, a breaking ball on the outer half for strike 1. David Hall heading out to the mound. Just before the pitch, center fielder Alexo, right fielder George, both hustled quickly over a large number of steps. So there's a huge gap now in left center. Quevedo playing deep in left. All 3 outfielders back, trying to cut off a possible extra base hit. Here's the 0-1 from Kohick. He turns and takes a look. Nobody covering. So again, the 0-1 coming from Kohick. Curveball hit toward second. Keys only play is to first. That does advance the runner to third, but now there are 2 out. So far, the leadoff error has not come across. Jonathan Jaime trying to change that situation. He's 1 for 2. Check that, 2 for 2 with an RBI double. First pitch, fastball up and in. David Hall came up surprised. He might have been looking for a breaking ball and got crossed up. So 1 ball, no strikes. Infield playing back now with 2 outs. Here's a 1-0. High fly ball down the right field line. Kelvin George on the move, and he gets there to make the catch right at the foul line. Beautiful running catch by Kelvin George. 1 error, 1 runner left at third, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 Ed Waters. Bottom of the 6th, the Eagles trail by 2. Matt Carter, Kelvin George, John Shiver are the first 3 hitters. 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order. There's one more Trinity Christian Academy Conqueror senior to tell you about. Connor Carter transferred over during his senior year. He has signed on to play with Thomas University, an NAIA team that Trinity Baptist plays every season here and in Thomasville, Georgia. So we may see Connor Carter back on this field at some point in 2019. Well, it's senior night, so we want to congratulate all our seniors on both the colleges and the high school teams all throughout Jacksonville and around the state of Florida. Here's Matt Carter to lead things off. He has singled and struck out. Of course, my son Dean, I mentioned a little while ago, about ready to graduate high school himself. Line drive towards right. Keelan Washington's going to throw to first. Not in time. We've seen Washington make a diving catch, almost a second one, and now try to take a base hit away via the put out at first. That's a base hit for Carter. Washington very nearly got the out. Here's Kelvin George. He is 0 for 2. Carter at first base, getting his ankle attended to. Assistant coach Sean Stevens for Trinity Baptist College. Looks like Matt is all right. Good sportsmanship by Jaime going out to the mound to give Carter a chance to make sure everything's okay. Eagles have the leadoff man aboard. Here's Kelvin George. George squares around, bunts it down the line, and it is foul. First baseman Cabrera wanted to argue the call that it was fair, but it's no balls and a strike. Cabrera picked it up and applied the tag, but that was after the foul call. So George had stopped running. He heard the foul call. Cabrera did the right thing. Go ahead and make the play. Let the umpire tell you the call. So no balls and a strike. Squares around again, right down the line. This one does stay fair. Cabrera steps on the bag. That is a successful sacrifice bunt, moving the runner into scoring position. So 3 unassisted, 1 out. Leadoff man John Shiver has a runner at second with 1 out. Shiver's 2 for 3 with a run scored, a single and a double. He's also flying out deep to center field. First pitch, breaking ball in there, right down the middle. No balls, 1 strike. Long look in by Radomski. Now the 0-1 misses outside. Jaime set up outside. This one just a little bit too wide. Nice gap in right center for Shiver. Rodriguez shading him towards left. Here's a 1-1 on the inside corner for strike 2. Shiver looked like he'd like to have that pitch back. It was one that he usually handles and puts into the outfield. So Radomski ready with the 1-2. Chopper right back to the box. Carter will hold. Now he's on his way to third. The out at first. Throw to third is not in time. And Tyler Rich had trouble scooping it up off the ground. Good base running by Matt Carter, making sure the pitcher went to first base. He does advance on the throw. 2 down for the center fielder, A.J. Alexo. A.J. has hit the ball hard twice. He's 0 for 3. 2 very hard line drives caught in the outfield. Tapper in front of the plate, sandwiched in between. Matt Carter is at third. There are 2 outs. Alexo takes the first pitch high. One ball, no strikes. And here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count even at 1-1. Tomorrow's doubleheader scheduled to begin at 12 noon. That is downtown at JP Small. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, gets away. Matt Carter, a late start, and he is in with the 3rd run of the night for the Eagles. The ball didn't get away very quickly, so Carter had to make sure catcher Jaime lost his footing as he tried to get to the ball, and that allowed Carter to score. It's 4-3. That's wild pitch number 2, charged to Jonathan Radomski. Bases are empty. There are 2 outs. Count of 2-1 to Alexo. Misses outside for ball 3. Matt Carter doing some good base running, making sure of things. Team trailing by 2, now 1. High pop foul out of play. So a run is in. Eagles have cut the deficit in half. Payoff pitch coming to Alexo. A long look in from Radomski. Now ready, here's the 3-2. High pop foul out of play once again. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Eagles have scored a run. Another payoff pitch on the way, and it is ball 4, a little bit low. Radomski not happy with the call. Alexo trots on down the first. The Eagles have another base runner. Walk number 3 by Jonathan Radomski. Potential tying run at first. Very good speed in A.J. Alexo. Here's Jordan Keys. He singled his last time up, 1 for 3. He's also hit the ball hard a couple of other times. Line out to right, fly ball to left, throw to first, runner back in time. So Alexo again representing a potential tying run. There's a lot of room down the right field line, and Keys wanted to go that way, but he swung through it. Keelan Washington way off the line and right. If Keys could get one past Cabrera at first, Alexo could come around and tie the score. 2 outs, so he'll be moving on contact. Here's the 0-1, line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Alexo will head on into third. The ball gets by Rodriguez. Here's Alexo around third. He will score. We are tied at 4. To throw to third, not in time. Jordan Keys is in safely. That's a base hit, an error on the center fielder, Brian Rodriguez. No run batted in. Jordan Keys, the trail runner, all the way around to third. Rodriguez misplayed the ball, lost his footing, trying to backtrack to pick it up. That allowed the speedy A.J. Alexo to come around. It's a brand new ball game once again. David Quevedo, a.k.a. DQ, at the plate, a chance to put his team ahead. Here's a first pitch in the dirt, and Keys is unable to cross the plate. Ball didn't get away. Jaime got on it quickly. 1 ball, no strikes. That game-tying run by Alexo going down as an unearned run. Of course, that could depend on what Quevedo does at the plate. If he hits one that would have scored the runner from second anyway, that run changes to earned. Keys at third, 2 outs. Eagles have tied the score, and now here comes Coach Johnson out to the mound along with Trinity Baptist trainer Ellie Jean. This is the second time we've seen Gene out on the field. The first time he attended to third baseman Tyler Rich. Now let's hope Radomski is all right. There is activity in the Tigers bullpen. I cannot see who it is, but there's some throwing going down the right field line. Eagles bullpen is very quiet. We'll pause here. We'll hope Radomski's all right. When we resume, Eagles have a runner at third, 2 outs, David Quevedo at the plate. Back in a moment. Jonathan Radomski looks like he's all right. He will stay on the mound and face David Quevedo. He gets a nice hand from the Edward Waters Tigers fans. He'll get a few warm-up tosses to make sure everything's okay. Quevedo has a count of 1 ball, no strikes. The potential go-ahead run standing at third base in the person of Jordan Keys. Matt Carter led off with a base hit. He advanced to second on a sac bunt from Kelvin George. Carter then went to third. Off the bat of John Shiver. Scored on a wild pitch. Alexo drew a walk. Jordan Keys singled into center. The ball was misplayed, and that allowed Alexo to come all the way around from first. That tied up the ball game at 4-4. St. Louis Cardinals lead Pittsburgh 5-1. That ball game in the 6th inning. Arizona and Washington tied at 3. Braves and Phillies also tied at 3. They're in the 6th. D-backs and Nationals in the 5th. Right now, Quevedo back in the box. Radomski on the mound. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Ball 2 taken up high. Phillies just pushed across the go-ahead run. They now lead 4-3 in the 6th. More scores coming in just a little bit. Quevedo ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Keys looking for a chance to score what would be the go-ahead run. A fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Well, the delay for Randowski, he looks all right. It gave Keys a chance to catch his breath. Swing and a miss, and we're evened up at 2-2. Pitch earlier in this sequence got away from Jaime, but he pounced on it quickly, keeping Jordan Keys at third. 2-2, 2 outs, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets away. Quevedo will force a throw to first. It is on the ground. Everybody is safe. Jordan Keys scores the go-ahead run, and the Eagles lead 5-4. Ed Waters Tigers having trouble controlling the ball. Always a terrific defensive team. Couple of errors in this inning have opened the door for the Eagles. Now that goes as a strikeout and an error on the catcher, Jonathan Jaime. Also a wild pitch to allow Jordan Keys to score, and that's the 3rd one, uncorked by Jonathan Radomski. Eagles now lead. David Hall at the plate. Runner at first, 2 outs, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. So that run by Alexo and now the go-ahead run by Keys, both will remain unearned runs. Time called. Radomski steps off the mound. Baltimore leads Detroit 3-0 in the 7th. Rangers and Blue Jays tied at 4 in the 6th. Colorado 1, Miami 0, that ball game in the 6th. Everybody ready. No balls, 1 strike. David Hall at the plate. And the pitch, a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch on the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Radomski retires a side. Eagles catch a couple of breaks. They take the lead on 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. After 6, it's Trinity Baptist 5, Ed Waters 4. Top of the 7th, Eagles got some breaks in the bottom half of the 6th, and they took advantage and pushed across 3 runs to take a 5-4 lead. Michael Kohick still on the mound. He has gone 6 innings. He has allowed 4 runs, all of them earned. He will face 9, 1, and 2 in the order. Brian Rodriguez, then the top man Jordan Pontius, followed by Keelan Washington. Ed Waters always plays very good, spectacular defense. They've made a few of those types of plays tonight. Had some trouble controlling the ball in the bottom of the 6th. So the Eagles are now trying to protect a 1-run lead. Michael Kohick ready to start inning number 7. First pitch, breaking ball, slapped foul out of play. Rodriguez is 2 for 2. He has scored a run and driven 1 in. The 0-1, another great curveball. That got the inside corner. Good take by Rodriguez. That's not the one he wanted. No balls, 2 strikes. Kohick winds and delivers another curveball. This one is hit hard into center field. Alexo fades back and makes the catch for out number 1. Very well struck ball. A.J. Alexo played it perfectly. Shortstop Jordan Pontius at the plate. He is 0 for 2 officially, but his last time up, he brought home a run with a sacrifice fly to right. Kohick now with a lead. Gets the first pitch over for strike 1. No action in the Trinity Baptist bullpen. A couple men standing up in the Tigers bullpen. Don't see anyone throwing at the moment, however. 1 ball, 1 strike. Radomski looked like he was all right after that injury trip to the mound. In the bottom half of the 6th, he got out of the inning without any further damage. That pitch missed upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Jordan Pontius at the plate, Tigers leadoff hitter. 1 out, here's a 2-1. High pop fly, shallow center field. 3 men converging. It's going to be on the ground. Macadon called off center fielder Alexo and did not make the play. Alexo was playing deep. He had a long way to run. And now we got a runner at second with 1 man out. See how that one is scored. That is an error on the shortstop, Nick Macadon. That's his 2nd of the night. Two-base error. And now the potential tying run standing at second base. Here's Keelan Washington. He put one over the fence his last time up. Pulled it down the line. At that time, it gave the Tigers a 2-run lead. Timeout. Coach Copeland heads out to the mound. Cleveland Indians have added a couple more runs. They now lead Seattle 6-2, still batting in the bottom of the 6th. Tampa Bay 4, Red Sox nothing. Boston got off to a flaming hot start. They have slumped of late. That's going to be all for Michael Kohick. He gets a hand from the Eagles and the fans in the bleachers. Michael Kohick, 6 1/3. 4 runs, but he is responsible for the runner at second. Kohick allowed 8 hits. Didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 3. Dan Richard has moved on to the mound. Richard, the Eagles closer, but with that tying run at second in the 7th, Coach Copeland went to his relief ace. So if the score holds up, Kohick would be the winner. We'll have to see what other changes are going on as Richard comes out to the mound. Dan Richard, a senior, playing in his final regular season home game for the Eagles. Of course, they have the tournament right here on their home field as well. Dan Richard, 1 win, no losses, a 4.99 ERA. He is making his 15th appearance, 14 of those in relief. He has totaled 30 2/3 innings, 17 earned runs, 39 hits. Dan has walked 10 men and struck out 27. Richard also has 4 saves on the season, trying to make it number 5, but it's not a 7-inning ball game, it's a 9-inning ball game tonight. So to get that save, he'll have to get out of this inning and then go 2 more. Rodriguez led off with a hard line drive caught in center field. Jordan Pontius followed. He reached on a dropped pop-up. He stands at second base, representing a potential tying run. While we have a chance, we want to congratulate Trinity Christian Academy varsity softball. Last night, they won their 3rd consecutive district championship. The Lady Conquerors defeated the Episcopal Eagles 8-3. Bailey Cooley, the winning pitcher. Lady Conquerors now 15-10 on the season, and they're starting the regional playoffs next Thursday, looking to make it back to the state Final Four for the 3rd year in a row. Haven't made it to the final game just yet, hoping to do so here in 2018. Congratulations to Coach J.R. Borden and the varsity softball Conquerors, 2018 Class 4A District 2 champions. Here's former Conqueror Keelan Washington. We told you what he did his last time up. Facing Dan Richard. Richard steps off. Washington is 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. The solo homer his last time. Takes the first pitch, fastball up and away. One ball, no strikes. Richard, very deliberate. Long look in and at the runner. Washington showed bunt, but this fastball tailed well outside. Keelan Washington, very fast. He gets the bunt down. He has a very good chance at a base hit. Carter in at first. Looks like Christian Draper has moved over to third base. A.J. Alexo has come in from center to play short. So is that Draper or is that Macadon at third? Trying to see who the new center fielder is and the new right fielder. A lot of defensive changes as Dan Richard came to the mound. It's a long way out there. Tough to see, especially with the lights on in the darkness. Ball 4 puts Keelan Washington aboard. He represents the potential go-ahead run. Dan Richard walks the first man he faces. 2 on, 1 out. Here's a DH, Wyatt Reed. Twins lead the Reds 5-1. Houston 1-0 over Oakland. That ball game in the 4th. Good speed on the bases. Richard trying to get out of a jam, and the first pitch misses. He has missed 5 in a row. 1 ball, no strikes. Reed 1 for 3, a base hit his last time. Here's a 1-0, and this is a good rip, and he fouled it straight back. He just missed. So if I'm seeing things correctly, Kelvin George looks like he has moved to center field. Caveto's still in left. And we'll have to see about the new right fielder. Here's the 1-1. High fly ball into right. That is John Shiver in right. He makes the catch. And a throw into third. A great throw by Shiver, keeping the runners at first and second. So 2 outs, and now Richard has a chance to get out of the inning. So Shiver started off as the DH. He is now in right. And if I have everything correct, Kelvin George has moved over to center. Shiver's battled some hamstring problems this year, and that's probably the reason he's playing the corner now. Alexo now at short, Macadon at third. Dan Richard on the mound, and this pitch misses for ball 1. Carlos Cabrera at the plate, 0 for 3. First and second, 2 outs. Richard has a chance to get out of the inning. Looping liner in the center, that's down for a hit. Here comes Pontius, he will score. Washington will scamper back to third, and we're tied at 5. The error comes back to haunt the Eagles. That's an unearned run, but it does tie up the score. Base hit for Cabrera. RBI as well. Washington stops at second. That run is charged to Michael Kohick. It is unearned. Willett Boggs, the second baseman at the plate. He reached on an errors last time. And this one hits him high and tight, and it loads up the bases. So Washington at third, Cabrera at second. 1 run is in, we're tied at 5. Coach Johnson at the plate, wants to talk to the home plate umpire. That one got away from Richard. When we resume, Josh Jordan will be at the plate. Coach Johnson has called for a pinch hitter. Heading to the plate now, number 12, Caden Frankie. Last time Caden was at the plate here at Trinity Ball Yard in one of those games earlier this season, he had a game-tying 2-run homer. He's up there now with the bases loaded, and this is a wild pitch. Ball does not bounce off the screen, and the Tigers have taken the lead. Keelan Washington scores. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Cabrera to third, Boggs to second. 6-4, Ed Waters leads. That error earlier in the inning has come back to hurt the Eagles. Caden Frankie still with 2 runners in scoring position. A 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kohick can no longer win it. We'll see if Jonathan Radomski comes out to the mound in the bottom of the 7th. Right now, he is the pitcher of record, should the Tigers hang on to the leads. Here's a pitch, chopper, right back to Richard. He knocks it down, regroups, throws to first. Frankie didn't even run, but it's called foul off his foot, it looks like. But again, Richard made the right play. Throw the ball at the umpire, make the call. Well, let's see now. Frankie's still at the plate. Was that called foul, or was that a balk, or what? Coach Copeland wants an explanation why the runner is in the dugout and not back at third base. Frankie hit the ball, did not run. Richard made the throw to first. That would be out number 3. And let's see what Coach Copeland is talking about. I can't hear them. Looks like the call is going to stand as a balk on Dan Richard. That's the reason Cabrera is awarded home plate and Boggs at third. So a lot going on that last pitch. It's now 7-5 in favor of the Tigers. Here's a pitch from Richard, swing and a miss. Two balls and a strike. So there was no pitch on that ball that was put in play by Frankie. And the 2-1, strike two called at the knees. So it was a balk called on Richard. That allowed Cabrera to score. It's now 7-5. 3 runs are in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, a great changeup by Richard. Ball hit the ground and David Hall applies a tag. All 3 runs unearned after the error early in the inning came back to hurt the Eagles. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 7-5 Tigers lead. Bottom of the 7th, both teams on the defensive side having some trouble. Eagles got 3 gift runs in the bottom of the 6th. They gave them right back in the top of the 7th. Here's Macadon now playing third base, leading off the bottom of the 7th. He's followed by Richard, Carter, and George. Ramdowski back on the mound. First pitch of the 7th inning is in there for a strike. 7-5, Ed Waters leads. Here's the 0-1, check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. No balls, 2 strikes. Radomski showing no ill effects of the little problem he had last inning. Check swing, he went around, the ball's in the dirt. Jaime will throw to first in time for the out. So a strikeout, 2-3 on the final putout, 1 away. Third baseman turned pitcher Dan Richard at the plate. He is 0 for 3. A couple of hard hit balls caught. Here's the first pitch. This one misses low and outside. One ball, no strikes. Radomski working quickly, and now he's behind 2 balls, no strikes. This time a long look in. Here comes the 2-0. Right down the middle. Dan Richard taking all the way. Richard still ahead 2-1. Eagles battled back last inning, took advantage of some opportunities. Here's a chopper towards third. Rich Fields scoops and throws out number 2. Two outs, bases empty for the senior Matt Carter. Matt is 2 out of 3 with a run scored. So Radomski looking really good. Had a little bit of an injury problem last inning. Looks like he's fully recovered. First pitch to Carter, a breaking ball, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Another good curveball. Carter got a piece of it. White Sox and Royals tied at 2 in the third. Yankees and Angels later on tonight. Mets and Padres, Dodgers at the Giants, all out west as well. This one's downstairs. Count of 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Radomski tried to overthrow it that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, in case you missed the announcement, Radomski is a junior who gets to graduate early, has his credits. He's going to head to law school. This time he fields a chopper, chases Carter, and the underhanded flip almost waited a little bit too long. Matt Carter was booking it down the line. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. Ed Waters leads by 2. Tyler Rich, Jonathan Jaime, Brian Rodriguez due up for the Tigers in the top of the 8th. Ed Waters got 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 7th. The Eagles got 2 in the 3rd and 3 in the 6th. 7-5 in favor of Ed Waters. Game 1 of this 3-game series, home and home. Games 2 and 3 tomorrow afternoon at the Ed Waters Ballpark, historic J.P. Small Memorial Park. Hank Aaron used to play his home games for the old Jacksonville minor league team. Babe Ruth played a few ball games there. I got to play a few ball games there. In fact, my last at-bat ever in a regulation game, walk-off double. Too bad I couldn't do that a lot more often. 7-5, Tigers lead. Dan Richard starting his first full inning on the mound. Tyler Rich at the plate. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Swing and a miss, no balls and a strike. I was a winning pitcher in that ball game and got the walk-off double. Of course, I blew the save to get that win. Here's the 0-1. This one taken down low. Count even at a ball and a strike. Of course, if I had gotten a save, I wouldn't have had that at bat. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Great changeup by Richard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richard gets the sign, delivers a 1-2 and a fastball right past the hitter for strike 3. Second consecutive strikeout for Richard, and with 1 out, it brings up catcher Jonathan Jaime. And instead of Jaime, it's going to be a pinch hitter. Ricardo Santana batting for Jaime. First pitch breaking ball inside. So Santana at the plate for the first time tonight. 286 on the season. He fouls this one back. Ball and a strike on Santana. Not many opportunities, 2 out of 7. At the plate now with a 2-run lead, and he takes a pitch inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Santana, a freshman from Palm Bay, Florida. Backup catcher at the plate here in the 8th. Slaps this one right toward the on-deck circle. Brian Rodriguez was just able to duck out of the way. It's not a man Coach Johnson wants to lose, especially to a freak accident like that. The 2-2, check swing, and he held up. Coach Reginald Johnson looking for career win number 200. He leads this one 7-5 in the 8th. Payoff pitch coming from Richard, and a line drive foul to the right side. So another 3-2 coming to Ricardo Santana. Well, Jaime hit the ball pretty well a couple of times, had an RBI double. We'll see if Santana puts on the catcher's gear in the bottom half of the inning, or if Jaime re-enters. NCCAA and NAIA rules both allow re-entry into the ball game. Ball 4 is inside, and Santana is aboard. Second walk by Dan Richard. Number 9 hitter Brian Rodriguez is up. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. His last time up, lined hard to center. Earlier on, he beat out a bunt, ended up scoring. His first time up, he drove in a run with a double. 1 out, runner at first. And a pitch by Richard, a breaking ball that misses outside. Looks like a courtesy runner for Santana. Malik Mitchell now at first base. So Santana, a catcher batting for Jaime. Courtesy runner now in Mitchell at first. Mitchell 3 out of 6 in stolen base opportunities. This one is chopped, foul down the first baseline. Ball nearly took a turn back fair, and then it bounced toward the foul side once again. One ball, 1 strike. Brian Rodriguez, a senior from Orlando, Florida. Richard throws to first, and the runner's back. So let's take one last opportunity to congratulate all the seniors on the field. Brian Rodriguez, a current batter. Jordan Pontius, Marcos Melia for the Tigers. This pitch is inside corner for strike 2. Of course, for the Eagles, A.J. Alexo, Matt Carter, Michael Kohick, David Hall, Jordan Keys, Dan Richard, and John Shiver. Senior night at the ball yard tonight. Senior day for Ed Waters tomorrow. Throw to first, and Mitchell's back just in time. David Hall, we told you earlier, he can throw. That one came very close to picking off the runner. 2-2, Richard from the stretch. High pop foul. That's going to be over the fence. David Hall didn't give up on it. He was ready. That ball just did clear the backstop. Some fans right in the corner of the bleachers scampering away. That ball came, say, about 3 feet from the bleachers. So another 2-2 coming from Richard. Throw to first. And Mitchell back in a little more easily this time. Two balls, two strikes. High pop foul out of play. Rodriguez is making Richard work. Another 2-2 coming. Mitchell with a big lead off first. Here's a pitch and a swing and a foul straight back. We're going to do it again. Excellent battle going on between Rodriguez and Richard. Of course, Richard also has to contend with a speedy runner at first. Another 2-2 and the pitch. High fastball. Rodriguez started to chase but held up. Not a bad pitch by Richard. Rodriguez almost went for it. Payoff pitch, 1 out. We'll see what Mitchell is up to off first base. Big lead, not going, and another foul ball. Hey, those balls aren't free. They're about $6 a pop. Let's keep some in play. Three balls, two strikes, 1 out. Another long look in by Richard. Big lead by Mitchell. And another one chopped foul. This one hit off the foot of the batter. Rodriguez, mild limp. Umpire heading out to the mound to give Rodriguez a chance to regroup. We've seen both catchers and a home plate umpire do that a few times tonight. Doesn't feel good to take a foul ball off the ankle. So another 3-2 pitch coming from Dan Richard. Another big lead from Mitchell, not going. Richard and Hall both wanted that call, but it's ball 4. That one looked very good, but there are now 2 men on base. That ball hit David Hall's mitt. Hall didn't have to move it an inch. Eagles do not get the call. So 2 runners aboard, 1 out. Top of the order, Jordan Pontius at the plate. Pontius reached on an error. He scored a run. That error turned out huge as it led to 3 unearned runs last inning. Breaking ball misses up and away. That ball he reached on gets caught. The Tigers don't score at all. Time called. David Hall heads out to the mound. Chicago Cubs defeated the Milwaukee Brewers 3-2 at Wrigley Field this afternoon. Pedro Strop, the winner in relief. Brandon Morrow picked up his 6th save. This is his first season as a closer. First season with the Cubs, who lost Wade Davis to free agency. Wade Davis, one of the best in the business. 1 ball, no strikes, and a pitch. Foul tip. Count even at 1-1. Cubs trying to get back to the World Series for the 2nd time in 3 years. Of course, the big drought-ending championship in 2016. Astros won it for the first time ever last year. Here's a pitch fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two men on, both walked. And Pontius at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Another foul ball. Looks like we're going to do this all over again. Brian Rodriguez kept fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch, eventually worked the walk. Pontius now fouled off 2 with 2 strikes. This one's into right field, and that's a fair ball. That one right on the line. Here's a runner around third. He's going to hold up. Carter and Shiver both got there quickly. Bases loaded on the bloop single down the line from Jordan Pontius. Mitchell had to make sure the ball wasn't caught, so he held up. Unable to score, a very good throw to the plate. 1 out for Keelan Washington. He is 2 out of 3. He has walked and scored twice, a home run in the 5th. Bases loaded, first pitch. Looked like Washington was going for another one, this time the grand slam. That was a huge rip. Keelan Washington at the plate. Tiger at every base. No balls and a strike. This one misses downstairs, and it looks like we're going to have another balk called on Richard. Umpire saying he did not come to a complete stop in the stretch. So Mitchell scores. 8-5 Tigers lead. Brian Rodriguez to third. Jordan Pontius into second. Second balk of the night called on Dan Richard. All infielders in on the grass. Time called as David Hall heads out to the mound. Remember we had that balk call inning ago with Caden Frankie at the plate. Richard thought he got an out. That was nullified. Run scored on that call also. Hall returns to the plate. Count is 1-1 on Keelan Washington. Richard from the stretch, misses down low. 2 balls and a strike. Eagles bullpen is very quiet. Same on the Tigers side. The 2-1. Fastball tails outside. It's 3-1. Washington well ahead in the count. Heart of the batting order is due up next. Wyatt Reed followed by Carlos Cabrera. Here's a 3-1. Strike call right at the knees. Three balls, 2 strikes. 1 run is in, 2 men in scoring position. Washington at the plate. Time called. Richard steps off. Payoff pitch on the way. High fly ball, well hit. It's on its way. George giving chase, and it's up off the fence. 2 runs will score. Washington flying. He stumbles on his way to third, but he's going to pull in with a triple. 2-run triple off the bat of Keelan Washington, and he very nearly had a second home run of the night.
Good run down there, Sid. Good run down there. Go get it. Come on.
The lead runner, Rodriguez, held up to make sure that Kelvin George didn't track it down. He scored. Pontius had Washington pulling up behind him. Washington stumbled with his speed. If he had stayed on his feet, we wonder if he might have tried to go the distance. That's going to be all for Dan Richard. 10-5 now in favor of the Tigers. New pitcher heading to the mound. Looks like it'll be Austin Hiller. We'll pause here while Hiller warms up. Tell you about him when we come back. Bottom of the 8th, 5-run lead for the Tigers. Top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, the Tigers have added 3 runs and they now lead it 10-5. Austin Hiller on the mound in relief of Dan Richard. Hiller is 2-3 on the season, a 4.30 earned run average. He is making his 14th appearance, 9th in relief. He has pitched 37 2/3 innings, 49 hits, 18 earned runs. He has walked 23 and struck out 20. His first batter will be Wyatt Reed, the designated hitter. Reed is 1 out of 4. Keelan Washington just picked up a 2-run triple. He's at third with 1 out. First pitch from Hiller, high pop foul, and that one's going to get out of play. Senior night here at Trinity Ball Yard. Eagles with their first ever senior class. This is season number 4 for Trinity Baptist College baseball. Here's some TCA Conquerors in attendance. Going to check out a little bit of this ball game as that pitch misses well outside. Tyler Eisenberg, Brian Munoz, Jared Donald. You got a former teammate standing on third base in Keelan Washington. Keelan hit a home run earlier in the ball game right over the 340 sign. Just got a 2-run triple. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's home run number 2 on the season for Washington. One ball, 2 strikes. Wyatt Reed at the plate. Here's a 1-2. This one tapped foul. Reed got a piece of it to stay alive. Told you about Tyler Eisenberg earlier. He's on his way to the University of Arkansas next fall. They're coming out looking at their friend and former teammate Keelan Washington on third base. Senior Evan McGee joining us now. Here's a hard ground ball towards second. Keys will go to first for the out. Washington scores, and it's 11-5. That's the 4th run of the inning, an RBI credited to Reed. Here's the first baseman, Carlos Cabrera. Had himself an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 4. Bases empty, 2 outs. Hiller with the pitch. And a strike called on the inside corner. Trinity Christian Academy Conquerors are the #1 seed in their upcoming district tournament. That tournament begins Monday, but the Conquerors have a bye and they'll play Tuesday. This one hits the batter. Cabrera aboard with 2 outs. So Boggs at the plate with a man at first and 2 out. Boggs is 0 for 3, hit by a pitch his last time up. Strike call right down the middle. Big inning for the Tigers, 4 runs in, the big blow. Keelan Washington, at this point, he's going to be named the player of the game. This pitch is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Washington coming back to where he played his high school ball. Had a big night here at Trinity Ball Yard tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitch from Hiller is outside for ball 2. Of course, Ed Waters will play the conference tournament in a couple of weeks. Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. Trinity Baptist will play in the NCCAA South Region Tournament beginning on May 8th. 3 balls and a strike. Pitch from Hiller is chopped foul. That's a full count, and that means Cabrera will be off on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera ready with the lead. There he goes. There's a chopper towards second. George will field and throw, or rather Jordan Keys will get the out at first to retire the side. 2-run triple by Keelan Washington caps a 4-run inning for Ed Waters in the top of the 8th. Bottom half coming up. 11-5, Ed Waters leads. Bottom of the 8th, Kelvin George. Then the top of the order, John Shiver and A.J. Alexo due up for the Eagles. Tigers have scored 7 times in the last 2 innings, erasing a 5-4 deficit. Ed Waters now leads it 11-5. Kelvin George leading things off. He's 0 for 2. Got down a sac bunt his last time, led to a couple of runs. In fact, it led to the first of 3 runs Trinity Baptist scored in the 6th. At that time, put them ahead 5-4. So George trying to spark a rally, leading off the bottom of the 8th. And this one is fouled off. There's a new pitcher on the mound for Edward Waters, number 13, Hunter Morris. No balls and a strike, and this one misses. Even up the count at 1-1. Morris 4-2 on the season, a 5.26 ERA. Here's the 1-1. Ball hit well toward the gap, but that is Washington out there in right field to track it down for out number 1. So 1 away. Base is empty. Leadoff man John Shiver. Started off the game as a DH. He's now in right field. Morris 4-2, 5.26. Making his 14th appearance and 10th in relief. First pitch to Shiver. A good fastball on the outside corner. So Ramdowski goes 7, gives up 5 runs, 4 earned. A bouncing ball towards second, and Willett Boggs has a little trouble with it, and Shiver is aboard on the error. So a runner at first, 1 out. Here's a shortstop, A.J. Alexo. Looks like Shiver's going to come out for a pinch runner. Remember, he's had some hamstring problems of late. Josh Williams, a pinch runner for Shiver. He's at first. Alexo swings and misses at a nice changeup from Hunter Morris. No balls and a strike. Time called. Catcher out to the mound. That is Ricardo Santana, the backup catcher. He pinch hit for Jaime. Stayed in the ball game behind the plate. Josh Williams, sophomore from Miami, pinch running at first for John Shiver, who reached on an error. No balls, 1 strike, Alexo at the plate. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for strike 2. Alexo walked and scored his last time up. 0 for 3 officially, a couple of hard line drives caught. This one is fouled off over the Tigers' dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. Senior A.J. Alexo at the plate. This one misses up high to count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Good lead off first by Josh Williams, and the pitch. This one is a fair ball down the left field line, just inside the bag. Williams rounds second. He will head into third. The throw is not in time. It was off the mark, or that would have been a much closer play. Credit A.J. Alexo with a double. Josh Williams, the pinch runner, scampers from first to third. Eagles have 2 men in scoring position. Here's the second baseman, Jordan Keys. So Keys has an RBI opportunity and a chance to pull the Eagles a little bit closer. Keys singled and scored a run his last time up. He's 2 for 4 on the night. Josh Williams at third, Alexo at second. He just doubled down the line. Here's a first pitch upstairs for ball 1. There is 1 out in the inning. Keys at the plate ahead, a ball and no strikes. This fastball misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. So the 2-0 pitch coming. Keys ahead in the count. Swing and a miss. He chased one up and away. Two balls and a strike. Good speed on the bases in both Williams and Alexo. Breaking ball and a terrific pitch. A lot of movement. Keys thought about it, thought better of it. He has another one coming. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one is fouled off to the right side. So another 2-2 coming to Jordan Keys. Tyler Rich even with the bag at third. The rest of the infield playing back. They'll concede the run for the out. This one misses down and away, and the count is full. Now Rich takes a few steps in at third. He is just off the grass line. Payoff pitch on the way. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Keys disagrees, but he's out on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Hunter Morris. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Kristen Draper's coming to the plate to bat for David Cavedo. So Draper pinch hitting for Cavedo. Has a chance to drive in a couple of runs. Draper at 266 on the season, 9 RBIs. First pitch from Morris, a beautiful breaking ball. Morris has it working tonight. Not a save situation, but this young man looking good on the mound. This one is fouled off, and Morris ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Hunter Morris, a freshman from Orange Park, Florida. Played his high school ball at Ridgeview High School. common opponent of Trinity Christian Academy. Ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. This one in the dirt. Looked like he was trying to get Draper to chase. Kristen Draper at the plate, sophomore, also from Ridgeview High School. Maybe these two were teammates a couple of years ago. 1 ball, no strikes. Draper plays many positions, infield and outfield. Here's a 2-2. This one is fouled off, and we'll do it again. Draper also runs very well. Coach Copeland has used him as a courtesy runner, defensive replacement. Draper's gotten a number of starts this season. Pinch hits. Been a very versatile utility man for Coach Copeland. Facing what I'm guessing is a former teammate at Ridgeview High School. Hunter Morris has had a very good curveball. He's allowed a couple of base runners. Well, one of those reached on an error. Double to Alexo. Here's a 2-2. Check swing. And they're going to check down, and they're going to say he went around the second base umpire. And Coach Copeland very unhappy with the call. This umpire is in front of second base, saying that Draper went around. The crowd very unhappy with the call, and that ends the inning. (11-5) as we go to the 9th. We go to the 9th. Ed Waters leads it 11-5. Kristen Draper stays in the game. He heads out to left field. He batted for Quevedo. Very controversial call to end the inning. Here's Josh Jackson. I didn't know you were on the way. I've been messaging you back and forth. Josh, come on over here. It's the 9th inning. We'll share a microphone.
All right.
In fact, if you want, you can go ahead and take the top of the 9th. Your guys are coming up. Looks like Josh Jordan has re-entered. Caden Frankie pinch hit him for him last time. You're about to hear the illustrious tones. Terrific announcer, Josh Jackson.
Yeah, here's Josh Jordan for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Jacksonville native out of Paxton School for the Advanced Studies. Transferred this year from Voorhees College up in South Carolina. Here's the 1-0. Swings and misses, evens up the count of the ball and a strike.
I'm assuming you're here to congratulate Coach Reggie if the score holds up. Win number 200 and season number 7.
Yeah, that'd be huge for Coach Reggie Johnson. 7th season at the helm of the Tiger program. Be the 3rd coach in the modern era of Tiger baseball. There's just a swing and a miss for Josh Jordan. Third Tiger coach in the modern history of Edward Waters baseball, joining Carl Burden and Kirby Marshall at win number 200.
And if my math is right, that's an average of 28.5 wins per season, a terrific record in college baseball.
Absolutely. Jordan goes down on strikes as the first out for the Eagles. That'll bring up Tyler Rich, another North Florida native out of Middleburg High School over in Clay County. Of course, we know about Middleburg very well, being Clay High School guys.
You know, I'm an Ed Waters fan. When you're not playing us, I do congratulate Coach Johnson. I just wish it wouldn't come against us.
Yeah, you told us about leaving the defense at the house. We were mired in a 3-game losing streak. We got to find a way to get out of this. As Rich swings at the ball in the dirt, there's 0-1 to the Tiger third sacker.
I guess I can turn off the messenger now that you're here.
Absolutely. Tigers on top 11-5. You're in the top of the ninth. Pitch goes outside, evens with the ball. The count's at a ball and a strike. One man down here. As Edward Waters looking for even more insurance before we close the book on tonight and head over to JP Small Park tomorrow. Pitch goes outside. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike.
This is Austin Hiller on the mound for the Eagles. Jonathan Remdowski, terrific outing.
Radomski had a tremendous outing tonight. Kind of fell a little bit, but able to find his way for some of the issues that Edward Waters had defensively. Their bats really picked up tonight, and that's something that EWC has not had over the past couple of games. Here's the 2-2 to T. Rich. Swings, lines this one left field. It's going to be caught by the shortstop, and there's 2 quick outs here for Trinity Baptist.
A.J. Alexo, one of our 7 seniors. We had our senior night honoring all 7 of our seniors. We've mentioned your 3 that you're going to honor tomorrow afternoon downtown. You want to tell us about these 3 young men?
Yeah, these 3 young men are absolutely tremendous when you talk about guys like Jonathan Jaime and Brian Rodriguez and Jordan Pontius, who's another senior who've been really up baseball program. Marcos Mellis, another senior, a guy who transferred in a couple of years ago. He's our 4th senior. Of course, we talked about Jonathan Radomski a few moments ago, as he's going to be graduating early to go into law school. The 0-1 to the freshman catcher, Ricardo Santana, is upstairs for a ball and a strike.
Hard enough to graduate college in 4 years, let alone 3.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-1 to the freshman. It's going to be swung on and hit. The mile over into left field to the track. It's going to get down for a base hit off the fence. Ricardo Santana is going to get in for a stand-up double. And the freshman with the big hit for EWC to put more damage on the board for the Tigers. That will bring on one of the 4 seniors for Edward Waters in Brian Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has scored twice, driven in a run early on in the ball game. Looking good tonight.
Malik Mitchell checks in as the courtesy runner for Edward Waters. 11-5 Tigers on top. First pitch is a chopper. Left side, third baseman's going to catch, step, throw. It's going to be wide. Did he get the tag? No, he did not. And Rodriguez is going to get in safely. There are runners on the corners with 2 men down for Edward Waters.
Break for the Tigers. Both teams have had a little bit of trouble in the field tonight. Talked about it through the messenger. Each team 3 runs, really that neither team should have scored.
Jordan Pontius up at bat, another senior. Shortstop out of Ormond Beach, Seabreeze High School. Tigers on top 11-5, top of the ninth here at the Trinity Ball Yard. Final contest for home contest for the regular season for 2018, as I understand, for Trinity Baptist, who really continues to grow and really get things going under head coach John Copeland.
And we're going to have our playoff tournament right here on our home field. Where and when is the Ed Waters playoffs?
Yeah, the Association of Independent Institutions tournament will actually be next week, as there's a swing and miss for Pontius. And that goes to a ball, or no balls and a strike. That'll be up in Lawrenceville, Georgia, on the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College, EWC, for the 4th straight year qualifying for the AII tournament. The 0-1 to Pontius is swung and hit to the screen. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes to the senior shortstop in Jordan Pontius. They'll release the seedings for the AII tournament this coming Monday. The 0-2 swung on and is going to stay alive as that ball is partially tipped, gets back to the screen. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 men down. Runners on the corner for Edward Waters. Malik Mitchell at third. And Brian Rodriguez over at first. Here's the 0-2. swung on and missed, and the Tigers' threat is retired after a swing and a miss. So the Tigers leave 2 stranded, but we go to the bottom of the 9th. Edward Waters on top 11-5. We'll be back right after this.
Go to the bottom of the 9th. Eagles trail 11-5, and David Hall, the senior catcher, will start things off. And the lights have gone out. Thankfully, there was no pitcher in motion. Somebody flipped the switch or something. 10 o'clock, and might be that the timer, you know, both the college and the high school teams are out here at night, and sometimes the timer's on, turning the things off right as the clock struck 10.
Yeah, I see some of the high school guys with their phones out, their flashlights out, trying to put some more light out here on the field. So kind of an interesting experience out here at the Trinity Ball Yard.
That happened one time last year. It was I forget which team we were playing, but we had the tying runs on base in the last inning. The lights went out. We had to wait 20 minutes. When we got back on, one batter, game over.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. I see Coach Copeland walking over and trying to figure out what's going to go on here. And just really just an interesting thing here.
Fortunately, there wasn't a ball in flight on either a pitch or a batted ball, because who knows what could go wrong there.
Absolutely. So again, another interesting experience. But it's just talking about this rivalry, how it continues to grow year in and year out with what Coach Copeland continues to do in recruiting and what Coach Johnson continues to do in their recruiting. And you see these 2 programs here, lower level programs. Of course, you know about JU and UNF and the things that they're doing there on the south side. But on this particular side of the river, when you've got Edward Waters on the north side and over here on the west side of Trinity Baptist, these 2 programs continuing to grow and really get things going. This could be quite a rivalry here for quite some time.
And it's also extended to other sports. This year, first time since I've been with TBC for 3 years, they met on the volleyball court at both places as well. So, you know, we don't have football, but I know your football program is growing.
Yeah, football program continues to grow. Just got $8.4 million from the city of Jacksonville. $4 million of that to be used to build a new football stadium, and that will likely open here in 2019. So things really moving forward there in the football program. Of course, we've met in years past, and women's basketball and men's basketball. Softball met for the first time this year with Trinity Baptist opening up their softball program this year. So, just a great rivalry between these 2 schools. So just really hoping things continue to go well for Trinity Baptist, and just hopefully we can continue to make this one of the best rivalries here in this area.
Well, we're only a few miles apart, actually. Downtown Jacksonville, maybe 6-7 miles, really, depending on the traffic. It's not that long of a drive. Of course, traffic in downtown Jacksonville can make any ride long.
Yeah, downtown Jacksonville, of course, getting on I-10, it's really an adventure anytime you really get on I-10. But it's always great to come over here. We'll see what Coach Jones and this staff continues to do here at Trinity Baptist. Great coaches here on Trinity Baptist coaching staff, and, of course, great coaches there at Edward Waters as well. So just really wishing the best for both teams, and just, again, for this rivalry continue to grow and continue to get better.
I have no idea how long the delay is going to take, but Edward 5, Eagles just coming to bat in the bottom of the 9th. Again, no idea how long it's going to take to get the lights back on.
Yeah, and you got to find a way to finish this ball game. You would hate to have this thing be called as a result of the lights going on. I mean, anything can happen. Yes, Edward Waters has the big lead right now, but of course anything can happen. So you want to be able to get these things on, get this thing under wraps, and be able to get this game to a conclusion.
Well, let's go ahead and check out the Major League updates. The Pirates have come back from a 5-run deficit. They've tied the game at 5-5. That's going extra innings, I just noticed, in the 10th. Diamondbacks lead the Nationals 5-4. Ball game looks like it's in the 9th. You were mentioning the Braves just a moment ago between innings. They had a great hot start, but they've slumped a little bit of late. Fell to the Phillies 7-3 tonight.
Yeah, tough going tonight there in Philadelphia. Ronald Acuna Jr., who's a guy who's just came up a couple of days ago, had a great first start there in that 4-game set against Cincinnati, able to get that split there. So we'll see what happens with my Braves here in the next few days.
Well, one thing you got to be careful about anytime a hot prospect comes up, especially if he has a good start, it seems like some of the reporters, they want to put him in the Hall of Fame already. I can't stand it when they say, this is the next Johnny Bench, this is the next Derek Jeter. There will never be another Johnny Bench, Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, or anyone else. So stop doing that to these young guys, because what's the next thing the same reporters do when these guys go into a slump?
Yeah, you're right. Of course, a couple of years ago, you being a Cub fan, you know very well firsthand of what they did with Chris Bryant and what they did with Kyle Schwarber. So really put a lot of pressure on them. They were able to kind of rise to the occasion and really kind of settle in and find their groove. But I wholeheartedly agree with you. Don't put too much on them too soon.
Well, players come up with such high expectations. It used to be you could kind of hide a player in the minors for a while. You got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, who knows what else. Nobody is private anymore.
Not at all. Everything is all public now. And, yeah, just for the Braves, all of the problems that they've had over the past few years, of course, they had the issues where they had some issues with some of the prospects. They had to let one prospect go, and Kevin Mason, as a result of some shady dealings that were going on there in the front office. So just really hoping things get on stable ground there in Atlanta.
Baltimore leads Toronto. In fact, that game's just gone final 6-0. Alvarez, a 2-home run game for the Orioles. Texas beat Toronto 6-4. Minor defeated Stroman. Colorado leads the Marlins 1-0. Marlins probably going to have a really tough season. But I was watching MLB Network, and they said the Marlins are going to struggle now, but come September, there aren't going to be many teams who will want to play them.
You're right. I still have a lot of questions as to what Derek Jeter and that new ownership group is doing down there in Miami. They just really had a whole fire sale down there. You know, when you, of course, any baseball fan knows when they won a championship a few years ago, they sold a team. They won another championship a couple years ago. They pretty much sold the team. They pretty much got rid of all the good players. So this year they get rid of Christian Yelich, they get rid of Marcell Ozuna, they get rid of Giancarlo Stanton. Really three stalwarts for that ball club. So a lot of problems down there in Miami, and we'll see what happens.
And it's one thing to rebuild, but they got rid of the 3 guys that the few people who went to the game actually went to see. A lot of empty seats down in Miami now.
And with all of the problems that they're having at Marlins Park as well, you got to find a way to fill those seats, because they just built that beautiful park down there, and the taxpayers are really still footing that $2 billion bill down there in Miami-Dade County. So, for state of Florida pride, I want to be able to see the Marlins do well and get things going in the right direction.
At least the Cub fans and the Astros fans, they could foresee the next few years. I mean, as a Cub fan, I dealt with the fire sale in Chicago, but there was that promise that they're going to end up winning. It turned out, and the Astros did the exact same thing. In fact, it was a Sports Illustrated, I'm thinking 2013 or 14 issue, that said the Astros will win in 2017. That is exactly what happened.
And building it the right way through their minor league system, they probably have a couple of the best minor league systems in the entire MLB. When you talk about what they're doing in Houston and what they're doing with the Cubs, so and of course in recent years, what did that net them? They've net them a couple championships. So hopefully just continue to get things right. Of course, the Marlins, we have close ties with them, with the Suns being a minor league affiliate of the Miami Marlins. So see a lot of future Marlins down there at the baseball grounds of Jacksonville. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll finish off these updates, and then we're just going to have to pause and maybe find out if we're going to be able to finish this ball game. Of course, now the computer freezes up. Indians beat the Mariners 6-3. Rays ahead of the Red Sox 4-3. Red Sox, another team that got off to a great start and has slumped a little bit of late. That's a high-powered offense in Boston.
You are absolutely right. They have been mashing the ball. They had a great start, and they just kind of tapered off here in the past couple of games.
A lot of the experts, so-called, are saying Mookie Betts is probably already the league MVP.
There might be some other guys, you talk about a Mike Trout over there with the Angels. It's still a lot of baseball to play.
There's somebody named Judge, I think, in New York who might have something to say about that.
Maybe even Stanton. We'll see what happens.
But anyone to no-hit the Red Sox this year, though, did a good job. Athletics 6-1 over the Astros. White Sox 4, Kansas City 2 in the 7th. That Astros-A's game in the 8th, the computer's jumping around. The battery's about to die out. That's why. And White Sox 4, Royals 2. Yankees and Angels just now getting underway. Also, the Mets at the Padres and the Dodgers at the Giants. Well, Josh, we're going to have to pause here, try to see if we're going to even be able to finish this game. Even if we do, not sure if we're going to be able to bring the end, but just in case, I want to congratulate Coach Reggie Johnson. Looks like he's going to get win number 200. Of course, the two teams play again twice tomorrow. Of course, I'm still hoping the Eagles have a chance to make a comeback, but congratulations, whether he wins it tonight, tomorrow, or has to wait till a little later. 200 wins in 7 seasons is getting the job done.
You're absolutely right. And again, my heartfelt congratulations to Coach Johnson as well for getting that 200 victory. Whenever it comes, hopefully we'll be able to get the lights on, and we'll see what happens here in the end. But Ray, always good to be with you, and best of luck to Trinity Baptist here in the upcoming baseball tournament.
Thank you, Josh Jackson, a voice of the Ed Waters Tigers, and many other teams, including FAMU Rattlers out in Tallahassee. Well, we're going to try to see if we're even going to be able to continue. I can't promise that even if the game goes on that we'll be able to bring the end of it on TBC Eagles. We're going to stop the feed right now. Well, I'll wait off on that, and we'll see a little more. We'll just turn off the microphone for now. I'll make an announcement whether or not we'll be able to stream, hopefully within a few minutes. Just in case, though, this is our final stream of the season. We want to thank everyone who's been involved. Of course, Coach Copeland, Coach John Jones, the athletic director of Trinity Baptist College, President Mac Hevner, Dean Bureau, my son, Josh, he's about to graduate high school.
Hey,
our only son for Beth and me, and they told us it'd go by fast. He's already 18 years old.
And I know you're beaming proud. You talk glowingly about him, and rightly so. He's a great guy, and definitely congratulations.
I can just get him to take off that beard. He looks good with or without it here. The only problem is, without the beard, he looks just like me. Clayton McDaniel, among many others, doing the scoreboard and the computer all season long. Alexa Goodwin, Ethan Horton's a game day coordinator. Now, we'll be back when the South Region Tournament happens. Just want to go ahead and give credit to everyone involved while we can. I'm sure I'm going to leave somebody out. Don't mean to do that. But all of you watching, if you're not there, there's no reason for any of us to do this. So we want to thank you first and foremost. Well, let's see what goes on. I'm going to just stop the microphone right now. I'll come back as soon as I can and see if I can make some kind of announcement. So we'll be back. Hopefully we'll let you know what's going on in just a little bit. TBC Eagles on YouTube. Didn't take as long as we had thought originally. The lights are back on. Thank you to Josh Jackson for stopping by, talking about Coach Johnson and the Ed Waters Tigers. Bottom of the ninth, the Eagles need to rally. David Hall at the plate. First pitch is fouled off. David Hall went down on strikes his last time up. He's hit by a pitch and he's also singled. No balls and a strike. This one is outside for 1-1. Making sure we still have the same man on the mound, Hunter Morris. Yes, that is Morris on the mound. He's had a fantastic curveball in his short outing so far tonight. 2 balls and a strike. David Hall at the plate, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. This is a freshman from Orange Park. Looking good out there on the mound.
Yeah, played his high school ball over for head coach Johns Grimaldo over there at Ridgeview High. So, of course, there's a nice rivalry between Clay and Ridgeview. We always give him some crap about that. But he's been a great guy, for our program. And really going to be a centerpiece for what we're trying to build here in the next few years.
Now, you have a young team, a young, very talented team. 3 seniors. You know, you're losing 3 good players. But as I always say when someone leaves Trinity, that's the only way we want to see them leave, through graduation. That's good for the Tigers in the future. Left field line, it is off the fence. David Hall around first, on his way into second, and that's a leadoff double, just what the Eagles needed, and I thought that one was out of here.
Yeah, he gave it a ride, and that's exactly what he did, and good job by Josh Jordan to get it back into the infield quickly, but not what the Tigers needed. They definitely needed 3 quick outs. We'll see how Trinity Baptist responds after that long delay with the lights.
Jordan Broden will be the courtesy runner for David Hall at second base. We had an 11th grader here in a varsity Conquerors game last night. Put one into the woods on the fly. And, you know, that's 25 feet between the fence and the trees back there as well. Ethan Dage hit that long home run. First pitch to Nick Macadon was up and away for ball 1. Macadon had himself a 2-run single off the bag. Looked like that was going to be an inning ending out. Hit the bag, went into the outfield, and brought home a couple of runs. That tied the score at 2 at the time. Since then, the Tigers, with a couple of big innings, have built up an 11-5 lead. Jordan Broden very fast on second base. Macadon trying to bring him in. Get a rally going. There's a shot down the line. That's a base hit. Broden will hold up at third, and a wise decision, trailing by 6.
And you wonder how much time that Hunter Morris had to sit waiting to get the lights back on to kind of take off some of the groove that he was in over the last inning. Trinity Baptist starting to get their timing now, and maybe they can get something going here.
So the Eagles have runners at the corners, nobody out. Gene Rivera stepping in. He's batting for Dan Richard. RBI opportunity for Rivera. Gene Rivera batting 143 in limited opportunity, but a chance to drive home a run. Here's a first pitch from Morris, a good rip and fouled straight back. So Gene Rivera pinch hitting for Dan Richard. Dan Richard's been hitting in tough luck. This guy's been hitting the daylights out of the ball and just can't seem to find a hole and catch a break. Rivera now at the plate. Of course, Jeremy Rivera out with an arm injury. That's a big blow to the Eagles. If there was a disabled list in college baseball, Coach Copeland told us a few days ago at the banquet, they would have used it 8 times this season. A lot of injuries on the Eagles. Makes it hard to get one good set lineup. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? And no swing. So Rivera gets another opportunity. Good speed on the bases. Jordan Broden at third. Nick Macadon at first. Here's a pitch from Morris. Well hit into center field. That might get a run home. Not as deep as it looked off the bat. Here comes Broden. The throw to the plate is cut off. And the Eagles on the board here in the bottom of the 9th. It is now 11-6. RBI sac fly for Gene Rivera.
And nice job by Rivera to get the runner in. The double play still intact here for Edward Waters to try to get out of this jam here.
New batter at the plate. This is Austin Hiller. First opportunity to swing the bat tonight. Swing and a miss. A big rip for Hiller. Hiller at 129 on the season, mainly a pitcher. Plays some first base as well. Runner at first, one man out, one run is in. Morris from the stretch. Good fastball right down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 big innings for Ed Waters in the 7th and the 8th. A total of 7 runs. They lead it 11-6. Morris again with the pitch, and this one just missed the batter. Up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kelvin George on deck looking for an opportunity. Austin Hiller at the plate. He's batting in the number 8 hole in place of Carter. There's a swing, and looks like he went a little bit too far, and that is strike 3. So 2 down, 1 more out to go for Coach Johnson to pick up win number 200.
Yeah, and kind of questionable call there. I didn't know. I'm just speaking just fairly. Of course, me being the Edward Waters guy, I didn't know if he necessarily went around there, but the umpire there in center field said he went around. There's 2 quick outs here for Hunter Morris.
Kelvin George at the plate. 0 for 3 with a sac bunt. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. John Shiver is scheduled on deck. However, he's not in the on-deck circle. His last time up, he reached on an error and came out for a pinch runner. Here's a pitch, and this one is fouled off. I believe that is Josh Williams in the on-deck circle. He's the one who ran for Shiver. No balls, 2 strikes. Kelvin George trying to keep this inning alive. Tigers got 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th. Eagles 2 in the 3rd. This one misses upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 in the 6th. Just added a run here in the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Center fielder Kelvin George at the plate. Middle infielder's back, trying to knock it down, get a force out. And George fouls this one off to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We appreciate your patience, staying with us through the, what do you call that? It's not a rain delay, a dark delay, light delay, power outage. We'll call it a power outage. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, Radomski would be the winning pitcher. This is not a save situation for Morris. And a chopper up the middle. Going to be a tough play because George can run to throw to first. And that's going to do it. Look like throw beaten, and the Eagles and their fans not happy with the call, but that ends the ball game. 6-3 on the final putout. Final score, Edward Waters College 11, Trinity Baptist College 6. The winning pitcher, Jonathan Radomski, 7 innings, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. If I counted correctly, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Dan Richard takes the loss in relief for the Eagles. Well, the 2 teams will hook up again tomorrow afternoon. We'll let Josh tell you a little bit more about that as we get ready to wrap things up.
Yeah, 12 o'clock pitch over there at James C. Small Memorial Baseball Park. It is senior day, so we're saying goodbye to our seniors who have been a part of our great baseball program. But definitely I want to invite all the Eagle fans to come out, support Trinity Baptist, and see some good baseball over there at an historic park over there on Jacksonville's downtown. So, again, first pitch at 12 o'clock p.m. For more information, check out ewctigerpride.com or tbceagles.com, and should be a fun one, doubleheader tomorrow.
Well, maybe we can take 1 or maybe 2 of them. 2 teams usually play some good tight games. This one was close most of the way. Ed Waters pulled away in the last couple of innings. Again, final score 11-6 in favor of Edward Waters. This is our final regular season stream. We'll be back here for the NCCAA South Region Tournament beginning on May 8th. Of course, teams, opponents, matchups, and seedings still to be determined. Trinity Baptist College is the host school this year in 2018. Until then, I'm Ray Bureau, my son Dean on camera. Again, thank you to all of you watching, all of those we mentioned earlier, and I'm sure I missed a few. I apologize for that. Josh Jackson stopping in to say hello. This is Ray Bureau saying good night. God bless you from Trinity Baptist College.